score and win. 4 goals by any Flames player could net you $100,000. 5 goals, $1 million as we say. Good luck, Kyle.
What's going on, everybody? John here with you. Cooper Hopkins is going to be joining me here in a little bit. Let's get into the starting lineups as we get into the anthems. So for the Colorado Avalanche, head coach by Jared Bednar, it sounds like this. They're 31-22-2 on the season. It's Nathan MacKinnon, Artturi, Lehkonen, Martin Necas, Devon, Cale, Makar, Casey Mittelstadt, Jonathan Drouin, Juuso Parssinen, Sam Girard, Josh Manson, Jack Drury, Miles Wood, Ross Colton, Parker Kelly, Joel Kiviranta, Logan O'Connor with Keaton Middleton and Sam Malinsky, though I think Oliver Shillington's going to draw in the lineup. MacKenzie Blackwood will lead the goaltender record today. And for the Calgary Flames, head coach by Ryan Huska, it sounds like this: 26-20-7. It's Nazem Kadri, Jonathan Huberdeau, Joel Farabee, with Joel Hanley and Rasmus Anderson, Michael Backlund, Blake Coleman, Matthew Coronado, Jake Bean, Mackenzie Weegar, Morgan Frost, Igor Shankovich, Marty Pospisil, Kevin Rooney, Ryan Lomberg, Adam Klapka, with Tyson Berry and Braden Pahal. Dustin Wolf will be the goaltender of record. So as we look at this right now, this is why this is such a big matchup as we're getting through the anthems. It is in WC1, WC2, the Colorado Avalanche and the Calgary Flames. Calgary Flames have lost 3 of the last 4 games. They need to start getting some points. They are still in the virtue of a tie in the WC2 and of the Vancouver Canucks. So this is a 4-point swing game. Again, the Colorado Avalanche, because the Minnesota Wild have been falling. Again, no Kirill Kaprizov with some of those injuries. Their Colorado Avalanche could move up to 3rd place after today against Minnesota, depending on their head-to-head side of the matchup. So for MacKenzie Blackwood, I just want to mention this. For the Colorado Outlook, again, you talk about Kaapo Kahonen, Alexandar Georgiev, Justus Annunen, Trent Miner. When Cooper gets in here, we'll talk about this more. Those are guys that are about under 875 save percentage. Kaapo Kahonen under 800. Joe Sakic had to do something here, and alongside with the rest of the GM staff to fix the goaltending. So Scott Wedgewood, who's normally the backup for Dallas and now Nashville, he's out. But MacKenzie Blackwood's still here, and he's been a revelation for the Avalanche. They needed goaltending. So in his 20 games, 12-6-2, 204 goals against, 926 save percentage, and 2 shutouts since joining. Again, we already talked about Dustin Wolf. He has lost 3 of his last 4 starts, but his numbers have not changed that much besides the win-loss record. 258 goals against, 914 save percentage, and a pair of shutouts. So this should still be a really good goaltending matchup. Although, as you know, when you go into this, as far as the points per game, Mikko Rantanen will probably end up 3rd with just 49 games played after the trade. 25 goals, 39 assists, 64 points, plus 12. He'll only be behind Cale, Makar, and Nathan MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon might only have 20 goals in the season, but he does have 60 assists and is a plus 15. So there is still a lot to think about here as far as the top heavy that the Colorado Avalanche can be. We can talk about a little bit going into next month as we get closer to the official trade deadline about who's going to go where and who's going to do what. Casey Mittelstadt might be one of those guys. 9 goals, 23 assists, 32 points, and a minus 13. I still think Colorado is trying to find a way to figure out what their top 6 is going to be and have it be effective, because you can't just have that top line all the time doing damage. The one thing you can keep in mind, however, and this might come into factor in this game, that's why I mentioned it, as far as Colorado, they've had some 4th line scoring. And between Logan O'Connor and Ross Colton, that's 24 goals in between those two on the 3rd and 4th line, respectively. They flip between 3 and 4. So that is where the extra goal scoring comes from for the Avalanche, but they're going to need more. Again, 24 goals in between Kiviranta and Colton, and 4-5-1 in the last 10. So that is some of the things that we're looking for going into this game, and I'll be interested to see what bears fruit and what doesn't, and alongside of it. So Cooper might join me in the interim here, but again, that's my plan, is to have us in here, and then we have a few talking points. We will talk about some of the stuff in the NBA trade deadline. It is a sports show. I do have a couple other things that I want to mention as well once we get into the intermission. I don't think all of those are going to be quite controversial, but I still want to mention them anyway. This is going to be a good matchup, and I am looking forward to it. Cooper's going to be joining in here. So Dustin Wolf, 19-10-2, 258, 914, and 2 shutouts. as we talked about as well. And MacKenzie Blackwood, as we mentioned, within his numbers, especially coming from Colorado, has been a revelation. So in totality, 18, 15, and 5, 250, 918, and 3 shutouts. But Blackwood has given the Avalanche exactly what they needed in goal. And that's why in this matchup with Dustin Wolf, who's lost 3 of the last 4, I'm still expecting goaltending to be at a premium. But it's just going to be interesting to see how the Flames attack matches up against the Avalanche tonight.
John, my friend, thanks for having me in on the broadcast. And fitting, one of the top topics for me tonight is the return of Oliver Shillington to the Saddle Dome, former Flame, who was in and out of the lineup with some personal issues, but was a great Flame, and I would have loved to see him stick around. But, my friend, we're about to drop this puck, so I can't wait to hear what you got for our play-by-play tonight.
I'm looking forward to this one, my friend. Again, it's good to be back here with you on the mic. Again, I've been a little bit shameful over the last couple. I haven't worked since we last worked together, and immediately Dustin Wolf has started with the work as the Avalanche with Miles Wood on the third line. This will fall back to Wolf, but he already made a great save here, Cooper. We just got started.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even have a chance to get a couple of sentences out. John Wolf had to make a A-plus save right there. Let's take a look at this replay. That's in the near corner there. Flames trying to clear there. Boy, it just drops right to the Avs. They step in, and I believe that is Kelly who comes with that forehander that's off the right bicep. So nice save by Wolfie to start out.
Parker Kelly on that third line as the Avs can't win this draw. This will be brushed back. Again, the Avs have struggled as the Flames have iced it. Again, 4-5-1 in the last 10. They're kind of treading water a little bit. But, Cooper, the one thing that I'm watching for, especially as we get closer to the deadline, about a month away, is how the Avs are going to manufacture that bottom 6 and maybe Casey Mittelstadt as a second-line center to try to improve there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, John. And first things first for these Calgary Flames, they just got to settle in here. I mean, I know we're only 30 seconds into this hockey game, but, you know, a quick shot for the Avs and an icing, not the way you want to start.
Nope, and then we will get another whistle here as we're just getting really underway, as we're getting some camera shots of Jared Bednar. So, again, we have the same feed today as I'm going to look, again, as Cooper is, as far as Farabee and Morgan Frost, and watch them continue to get settled in.
Yes, indeed. And Frosty got his first tally, put one in the other night, so he is off the schneid. Didn't take too long. I'm excited to see what they can bring tonight in those beautiful red jerseys.
So Cale Makar will get his shot blocked aside there by Dustin Wolf. Again, I will not mince words in the sense of Cale Makar and Nathan MacKinnon. I'm always excited to watch them work. I always look forward to covering the Avs and the Flames when we do this matchup as Rasmus Andersson. We'll go ahead and try to get this one right to left as again we're going to see a red jersey. This one bounced out of the air. Back one. Try to pursue, but Cale Makar gets doubled. We'll put this around the inboards now. Got Devon Toews with him. Here's number 29. Always dangerous. Nathan MacKinnon up the drop to Martin Necas, and that one was wide of the bottom right post. MacKinnon will get this off the chip. The Avs just hold it in, and then now this will go back to Hanlon. So the first 2 shots belong to the Avalanche as Ryan Huska's squad will take a change as well. And Miramonov's going to draw into the lineup here today, so he'll be back on that second line defense side as Jake Bean will shovel this into the corner. Igor Sharankovich will watch this one bounce in right to Kadri, and this one gets blocked again for the former Avs Stanley Cup champion. You know, he's going to be jonesed up for this one as well. Hall. This one gets brushed in the corner. Huberdeau gets around the defense. Huberdeau now dropped there for Kadri. I think a penalty is coming to the Avs. This will put the Flames in the power play. They still have the puck now, but the Avs will touch, and Calgary's got an opportunity early here with the man advantage.
Yeah, John, it took about 2 minutes. Let's make it exact. It took 1 minute and 53 seconds for the Flames to really settle in. But that last shift of this young hockey game here was most certainly their best for the home squad. Really nice opportunities for the Avs. And then Kadri with that shot that you so beautifully called. And some nice work to keep the puck in that O-zone and drawing the penalty. I did not see the actual call. I'm thinking that we may have a slash or a hook here. But either way, going to be that 2-minute minor. It is a hook. Gerard sitting for that penalty. So the Flames with the first man advantage of our evening, my friend.
Yep, you got that exactly right, Cooper. As Sam Gerard sits in the box, the profile on Jonathan Huberdeau, who's got 6 power play goals. And a chance will go all the way back down the ice. So Calgary will have to start this one on their own end. It's MacKenzie Weegar. Again, I always talk about 4 nations face-off considerations. Hopefully get a chance to get more details of that in the second intermission. Penalty kill is about 12th for Colorado at 80%. Here's Huberdeau. Shoots. Good save. Blackwood. And the rebound's there to be had. He's got it with the glove.
Boy, that's a nice shot right there by Huberdeau. You can just see his vision. And, John, sometimes that's what we get a little critical with him for, is looking a little too much, using those eyes, trying to use that hockey sense to find teammates. He had that open lane with Makar sort of sneaking out to the right post, and that allowed him to take that good shot and a nice save right there.
Yeah, I like that too. Again, he didn't hesitate there, Cooper, and that's what we speak of there. Again, that's why you got 6 power play goals, and definitely think you can add to it to get in those spots again. As Nazem Kadri, this will be one back by the Flames. MacKenzie Weegar will take this one D-to-D. Here's a good chance for a 1T. I took out one of the Flames as Kadri still tries to battle for it. Near the right side corner as they have it in behind the net now. MacKenzie Weegar fake the slap pass. Kadri just out of his reach. And this will allow Devon to send this one down the ice. MacKenzie Weegar able to get to it with the hustle. And number 52 has got it now, the assistant captain. It's 1:10 left to go here. And the Flames' first power play. Again, they got 2 shots, both in the power play now. Frost will drop the Huberdeau near the left side blue line. But Colorado able to send this one. And this one, it's, I think, off of his stick before it went over the glass. That was Calvin DeHaan, or is he just going right to the box? He is.
Yeah, John, I saw that indication there from the linesperson who happened to be conveniently standing right in front of those penalty boxes. And DeHaan went right over. It's like he was being called over, just beckoned over by that arm. And we're going to have a brief 5-on-3 here. Let's take a look at this backhand clearing attempt. Yeah, no deflections. Coronado was closing down, but didn't get the stick play there. Puck over glass, delay of game. Bednar looking a little unhappy as the bench boss of the Avs right now, John.
I normally wouldn't say this with 17:08 left in the first, but I feel like this is a must score for the Flames, only simply because it is the Avalanche and they are in WC1 right now.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. We're going to see Sharangovich now as Kadri's waved out. Started a little early on that faceoff.
So Sharangovich against Logan O'Connor. This one won by Igor. And now the Flames can really run their offense here. You got a 2-man advantage for about 50 more seconds. Toward the right side bumper. Now to Kadri near the right dot. Trying to keep the passing on the outside right now. The Avalanche shot goes just wide. Huberdeau will recollect. It's just a triangle right now for the Avs, and they're really not attacking here. As this is a switch. Huberdeau now. High slot Weegar. Extra pass near the right dot. Weegar gives for Huberdeau. He still surveys. He lets the wrister go. Scores! Bottom left corner. It's Huberdeau with a 2-man advantage.
Yep. That is, if you're a Flames fan, exactly what is needed. And John, you spoke it into existence. Sometimes we do that, sir, and we are starting early. Credit to you on saying must score. And Huberdeau heard you. He looked good really from the jump, and he was given a ton of power play time. I'm not sure he came off the ice at any point during that power play. And, man, Ryan Huska is rewarded for it. And Huberdeau's jacked up with that fist bump. 1-0 Calgary.
And I know there really isn't anywhere here for Igor Sharangovich to go on a 5-on-3, but good screen in front as well.
Yeah, 100%. That's just good, calm teamwork. And the Flames have actually struggled on 5-on-3s in the past. It's nice to see them make a nice play, simple play, wait for your moment, and have a little puck drop here. Michael Backlund on his knees wins that draw center ice. Still 1:20 to go here, a 5-on-4 for the Flames.
Yep, and that's the most important part of it, Cooper. You nailed it there. This is the 21st already for Huberdeau. Assisted by Weegar and Coronado. Coleman trying to race in with speed. He goes short side. He gets all tangled up with Sam Girard, who just came out of the box. And now Farabee will switch as the Flames still have a minute left to go in their power play from Calvin DeHaan. Over the delay over the glass, there's a pass right in front, and Blackwood will hold on to it underneath the slot.
Yeah, Blackwood not particularly pleased there with Coleman, who ended up making contact with him in the crease after Coleman tried to go short side. I think he was looking to lift a little forehand scoop shot up over the shoulder, and he was really tied up right there. I don't think anything was intentional, but let's see, John. It's early. A lot of stuff's happening in the first portion of this game. Maybe we see some heat get turned up.
We usually do. Again, we have some formidable players that are no longer between both of these teams as far as fists, but I do think the heat's always there when you're playing against these two teams. As Rasmus Andersson will send this back around the end boards. You know where I'm going with Nikita Zadorov and the like over the last couple of seasons. As this is off the back skate, Frost gets stick lifted. And now MacKenzie Blackwood as the Flames will gain the red line. It's been a very good start for them. Again, they've had it handed to them in the 5-on-3, but again, they drew the first one. You got to take advantage of it. The Flames did. And now O'Connor going to try to be able to kill some time. Rasmus Anderson with the pin will give the Flames possession again. Farabee overskates it for a moment, picks it back up, at least for Huberdeau. He's got nowhere to go, as this one will be stick back down off the send down, and Weegar, and across the Flaming Sea now. Good move as he works his way toward the right wing. Here's a slapper, saved Blackwood. Here's a rebound as the Drury line is out there. Flames can't hold it in. They do score on the 5-on-3, courtesy of Jonathan Huberdeau. They got the lead. Coronado, nice move, working his way between the slot, and Huberdeau tries to get inside positioning, makes a play on his wallet as this one goes in around the corner, and DeHaan will send this one back down as Colorado will take a flip. So Colorado now going to try to get their lines acquiesced. It's been a lot of penalty kill time, so that will mess up things early. As Nazem Kadri, sweet pass! Oh, man! That one goes just wide. That was a beautiful feather. As this one goes in the corner, I thought that was going to be 2-0. Now an opportunity there for Martin Necas. Necas against the wall. This one saved by Wolf, bounced up near the right side post. And now Makar can't hold it in. I hope I get another camera shot of that. I hope I didn't sell it too much. 14:20 left in the first. As this is Makar. Good touch. And now a long shot saved by Wolf. Once Cooper gets back in here, I will send that in. I think that pass was so good it took him out of the broadcast. So MacKenzie Weegar with the shot. This one saved by Blackwood. And I think this will be the next position here. Coronado. This will pinball for Huberdeau. So now the third one. This was a save there for Huberdeau. Send this one toward there. But a pass, and Blake Coleman hit the post from Kadri's pass. Otherwise, it would be 2-0 Calgary. But it is still 1. Huberdeau's got the power play goal. And this goes back in around now for Igor Sharangovich across the wall. Marty Pospisil will watch this one go in deep. DeHaan takes a hit. As this is into the corner right now, DeHaan still trying to battle with Casey Mittelstadt. Marty Pospisil. Now Jake Bean off the back skate as Jonathan Drouin will lurk. This one gets put in the corner there for Hall. The right side corner stolen by the Avs. Picked up now by the Flames. As we'll try to get this for Morgan Frost. Frost now on the right side blue line. Duran will go all the way back on the back check and pick it up. And now the Avalanche will get started again with Calvin DeHaan. As everyone else will take a change for Jared Bednar's squad. Right in the corner there for Nathan MacKinnon. And now in between the dots, now the D will just change as well. This one pocket picket by Klapka. He takes a shot. This one saved by Blackwood. Sent all the way down the ice for Dustin Wolf. Dustin Wolf now late for MacKenzie Weegar as they try to take this quickly from 150 feet the other way. And now catapulted into the corner. So MacKenzie will get it back. I'll start it again as this is picked up off the hands of Adam Klapka and dumped in the corner. So Kadri's mixed in there with Klapka now. So Ryan Huska's jumbled his lines. And number 29, Nathan MacKinnon. Series of stick handles. Put in the corner for Dustin Wolf. He elects to play it. Hanley now will get this one off the glass. Jonathan Huberdeau scored the game's opening goal. Good feather to Kadri. Save Blackwood, and this will be fought to Toews right to Blackwood. He'll hold. 12:33 left to go in the first. We will take a commercial break. Jonathan Huberdeau celebrating for good reason. 5-on-3 goal for the Flames. They're ahead.
Whether they new car, home, boat, or pet coverage. Precisely. Now, let's go again.
Just double checking if I'm having anything frozen here. I don't think so.
Training so far. It's killing me. Leonardo da Vinci was a great inventor. The paperwork got in the way. What if he'd used the smart buying tools on Amazon Business? They help you work more efficiently, so you can focus on what you do best.
When my doctor gave me Breztri for my COPD, things changed. Breztri gave me better breathing, symptom improvements, and
So if I get any updates for Cooper, I will throw him back in here. But again, I'm going to take you all the way through this regardless. We're going to just enjoy this one. I appreciate anyone else following along in on this broadcast. So right now in the mix, we can say this is all Flames. Again, 5-on-3 takes advantage. Does Huberdeau. Scores. Kadri's pass was feathered right to Coleman. That one hit the bar. And then another Kadri chance. Could have been 2-0, 3-0, but the Flames right now still have a 1-0 lead. This is a good start for them, and we will see how much of this continues. As Drury now against Morgan Frost. Frost will win the draw, and the Flames do get puck position right on the commercial break as this one's put into the corner. And alongside Drury, we'll go ahead and make the back pass as this one is recollected here. It's stolen right across the flaming sea, so Morgan Frost makes the right play. Sharangovich off the soft flip just out of the reach of Marty Pospisil. 12-10 left to go here in the first. It is a 1-0 lead for the Flames, courtesy of a 5-on-3 power play for Huberdeau. Now, this will be Oliver Shillington, former Flame. Sharangovich will go ahead and give chase. This is 3-on-3 set into the zone now. This one will bounce up out of play. 11:54 left to go in the first as Ryan Huska looks on. Again, this is still part of the homestand here for the Flames. Again, they have one more of these against the Seattle Kraken, and then they will have the long stretch, as everyone will, for Four Nations. Again, the last games are played on Saturday. Red Wings last played the Kraken on Tuesday. They are not in action until Saturday. I will have that game as Backlund will win this one in the corner right at neutral ice. Devon Toews will use this one. And off the glass, and Nathan MacKinnon, what a skate as he gets this pass ahead as Hanley. This one going in the corner, and Backlund. His pass is one of the Flames fell down. This is saved by Wolf. O'Connor now. We'll try to get this one in the corner. Lehkonen will watch as this one spun around for Martin Necas. Blake Coleman takes a hit as this one in the right corner. MacKinnon trying to pry it loose. Back to Blake, number 20, trying to work quickly. Cale Makar intercepts nicely. Good positioning, one-timer. This one will get shadowed around the cage as Backlund loses it. Marty Necas still patient. He throws it right in the middle of the slot. This one picked off by Calgary. Matthew Coronado. Outstretched pass for Huberdeau. He gets stick-lifted by Devon Toews. Stays with it. Here's a back pass for Kadri. That line has been humming as this is toward the left side. Uyghur able to step up, steal with the stick. Uyghur now will hover as this goes back in behind his own net. Picked off. Wolf, great save as this now Uyghur in the corner. The Avalanche almost ended up get the Flames to cough it up and give up a goal, but Wolf made a big save. And now this will go back to MacKenzie Blackwood. We'll take no chances. You had Farabee there on the rush. 10:33 left to go in this first. So Parker Kelly was the one that forced MacKenzie Uyghur, and then he just tried to stuff it short side near the right post, and Dustin Wolf was right there to make sure to close everything off. So Colorado already forcing a couple steals. They're down by one. 73% of his team's wins, tied 8th in the NHL. It'll be Nazem. And on the draw right now, he wins another one as MacKenzie Uyghur able to shovel into the corner there. Farabee off the touch pass off the outside of the cage now. In Colorado, Kiviranta able to nicely get this ahead. Here's a rolling vulcanized rubber right to Kadri. It seems like he's been out there a lot already. Pass from 50 feet. Here's Nazem. It's a 2-on-1. Farabee's with a drag shot, and Kadri gets denied by MacKenzie Blackwood. But Nazem Kadri has been a superstar so far early as we're about halfway through this first. He's already had 3 grade A opportunities, and I love that toe drag, the patience to get around the defense who dove for the shot block, fire it right on, but MacKenzie Blackwood is right there to go ahead and make the save. 9 shots to 6. 10:07 left to go in the first as Calgary this time trying to win an offensive zone draw. We get an inadvertent whistle. 10:05 left to go in the first. I think we're just going to do this again. So again, MacKenzie Blackwood in the mix of Scott Wedgewood. I know he's injured, but you got Miles Wood, Blackwood, Wedgewood, and then you have all of the Pedersons on the other side for Vancouver. There's still more to get. So if you get some 3-on-3, it can make things interesting. The Lamborghini, Ryan Lomberg, now with Klapka. As this one goes in the corner now, this will be picked up away from Calvin DeHaan and then brushed in deep again. Flames want to continue everything that they're doing in this first, and that's what it's going to take to beat a team like the Avs. Braden Pahal shoveling in the corner. That took out one of the Flames big time. Also hit one of the Avalanche as well. As this one in the corner now, DeHaan try to get this one to Shillington, and Lomberg will steal. See who got bit with that one. It was a rolling puck. Dustin Wolf, that's Kevin Rooney. Kevin Rooney's had to deal with a lot of injury concerns already. This time he got bit by a puck. As this one will go up into the players' bench. I think Sportsnet's going to give us more camera shots of that one. That one will probably look to hit him up high from what I'm seeing. I think we're going to take another commercial break. Pahal's shot. This one deflected, and it hit Rooney right to the left of the visor. We'll take a break. 9:19 left to go in the first. I'm just going to double check again. Cooper might be on call as far as for work and all that stuff too, so I don't want. We're going to stay here all the way. Nonetheless, I'm not seeing any other feeds or anything else that isn't working.
When my patients experience very dry skin, I recommend La Roche-Posay Makar body cream. One application a day keeps dry skin away.
Okay.
La Roche-Posay body cream.
So hopefully Kevin Rooney, I'll have to plug in my phone for a second. Hopefully Kevin Rooney is going to be okay as we went to a commercial break. About 9:10 left. Looks like the shot from Pahal. Again, we know it hit Rooney. They're showing his family there right now, so hopefully everything else is okay. But I think it also got a piece of Calvin DeHaan as well. So a little bit of friendly fire took out two as Coleman will push this one in the corner. Devon Toews coming around the embankment now. Flames will steal. Try to send it in deep again. It's still 1-0 Flames. A one-timer. That one from Coronado, and that's saved by MacKenzie Blackwood. Welcome back, Mr. Cooper Hopkins.
Thank you, sir. That felt like an eternity that I was away. And while that eternity was elapsing, my goodness, there was a lot that went on. Both of these teams are doing their best to capitalize on multiple opportunities. I'm thinking all the way back to the Uyghur giveaway. Wolf has had to stand tall a couple times. Boy, Blackwood has as well, even though he let in just that one goal during the 5-on-3 power play for the Flames. So lots going on here, my friend. I think we're back in. Sometimes life comes calling, and sometimes it's not just life; it's your boss literally calling. So you have to.
That's what I figured.
Those calls, but we're back in business, sir.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Again, as Nazem Kadri's pass with Blake Coleman, that one hit the post, and then Kadri had a good one off the toe drag and shot. Coleman and Kadri have been excellent. I don't want to keep Cooper away from any other business here because that's going to get done first. This one goes up into the corner and now recollected here for the Flames as this one will be pinched. And now Sam Malinsky pushed this one in the corner. I think part of a stick blade or something is on the ice right in between Wolf. Kind of wonder if that'll come into play. Nazem Kadri now off the backhand gets around Mittelstadt. Try to chip this one in the corner, and they can't stay on sides because Kadri had to do some dancing.
Yeah, he certainly did. He danced a little too far. He left that puck back at the edge of the neutral zone, and then it entered that O zone. And when that happens, John, you know you're going to hear a whistle. But I've really liked this flow so far. I think it started out a little choppy, and then we had that. You were right, sir. A white CCM was broken in two, and that goes back to the Avalanche bench. We'll see if we get more broken sticks tonight. That's a signature of some of our broadcasts.
Yes, it is. Is this one? Nice pickup here from MacKenzie Weegar. We'll just slam this one in around the embankment. And this will be picked up here. Shillington pushing the corner now as the Avalanche will try to get taken the other way. It's coughed up right to Morgan Frost. Saved Blackwood. Big rebound. That's been a trouble spot for both of these teams so far. Jack Drury got denied by Wolf the other way. This time Morgan Frost did. Here's a shovel pass too far. Calvin DeHaan's got to retreat back out of the zone. And the forwards might as well take a change. That's what Jared Bednar is saying right now as he's organizing the troops. And now Kevin Rooney, as we get the camera shot, good to see. He's coming back in from some repairs. And Igor Sharangovich, right to Kadri. Again, there's 4 abs as this one was cleared in by Kadri. And Blackwood had some trouble with it. He's got a hold now.
My goodness, did that flip in? Handcuffed MacKenzie Blackwood. He dove to his right like his life depended on it right there. I don't think that would have scooted across the goal line, but MacKenzie Blackwood not taking any chances. Oh, we get a slow-mo replay. Looks like he just misjudged the landing spot for that dump in right there. It hit the heel of the big paddle, and he was able to cover up before Kadri could close it down.
Sometimes you just get a curveball or a little bit of ephus there, Cooper. I got to imagine that's what that was.
Yeah, he was expecting that 96-mile-per-hour heater. He got the 78-mile-per-hour ephus. He was caught off guard.
Down in the corner here. Kadri has been everywhere. I try not to be too superfluous about Kadri and his abilities, but oh my goodness, there's the toe drag. He's on one tonight. Bean down in the corner, save Blackwood, and now Kadri bumps into JP. He's everywhere.
I love it, Kadri. He's a whirling dervish. He cannot be stopped. He looks extra motivated tonight, and it's been some time since he's been a member of these Avs, but obviously he made a huge impact when he was with Colorado, and I'm sure there's a little extra jump in his game tonight, given the fact that he is facing his former team for sure.
I like that mix in there along with the line as well. You got Kadri, you got Lomberg in there as well. A little bit of skill, some sandpaper. I think that's good line combinations from Huska.
Yeah, we'll see if we get any in-game mixing of the lines here. But yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I love to see when guys get a chance to team up together when they normally would.
This one will be in the corner here as now the Avalanche get a chance to start with some puck possession. You don't really want to wake up Cale Makar and Nathan MacKinnon. It doesn't take much to wake them up anyway. Marty Necas takes a big hit, and then one of the other Avalanche gets tumbled down, gets tripped a little bit as this one goes in the corner. Necas now got Artturi Lehkonen with him. Necas will hold and wait for his defense as this one goes back in for Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon tried to feed to Necas. Necas will get it. Necas now back for Cale Makar. Just keeps it in back to Marty toward the left side line. Martin Necas back now for Nathan MacKinnon. This will play this up the backhand. Devon Toews to Cale Makar all the way around the horn. This one tipped. Lehkonen trying to find it. Hanley trying to play it. This one bounced right to Wolf. He makes the right decision. No hold.
Wow, sometimes hockey is a truly beautiful game. The flow, the passing. What we saw on that shift? We saw players get dumped down to the ice. We saw that physicality. We saw some bouncing pucks. And just a couple of minutes ago, it was Blackwood's turn to dive on a fluttering puck right in the crease. And this time it was Justus Wolf's turn. He had to jump on that one that was rattling around right in front of his cage.
Yes, he did. And that was Joel Hanley on the hit against Necas. That was a good one. 1.9 points per game is a career high for Necas. Again, a lot of that was Sebastian Aho and the Hurricanes, but you're also on the same line with MacKinnon and Makar, so you can expect that to stay the same. We will get a penalty hand in the air. 5:59 left in the first.
Yes, indeed, John. Guess who drew that penalty? If you guessed number 91 in red, Nazem Kadri, that is correct. He has been doing everything for the Flames. Huberdeau, as we hit the media timeout here, the only goal scorer tonight. It's 1-0 Calgary. And John, wow, I'm so interested in the flow of this game here. I love the matchup between these two teams. As you said, that's part of the reason that we decided to highlight it on the calendar. But for some, in a very positive way, this one feels a little different. than what we've seen from both of these teams before. They're finding their way, but also creating opportunities. And both teams seem to have a lot of energy tonight.
Yeah, they do, and I think it's of the utmost importance here. And I don't know if it's possible to do this again for another 40 minutes for the Calgary Flames, but I think they need to keep this type of energy level into the second, into the third, because I know the Avs have struggled with some of the stuff in their bottom six. We can talk about some of the goaltending when we get some more time in the first intermission, but the Avalanche are still the Avalanche. They're dangerous.
Yeah, they absolutely are. You and I have fought that for many years, and I stand by it until further notice. I mean, hey, there's always a time for a franchise when things kind of cycle out of the competitiveness, but the Avs are certainly nowhere near that low point. They are still riding in a top part of this league, and the Flames know that. The Flames are trying to reside there as well, but it's been a struggle. I think it's been basically known, if not said outright by the Calgary Flames, that this was a year they did not expect to seriously compete. Well, guess what? You put Dustin Wolf in the net for enough games, and you're going to compete. He has been a light for this Calgary team, and really is a huge reason that they're still even in this wild card and playoff discussion.
I know we're going to talk about that more because I have a critical question for you as well, but I think the Four Nations break is really going to do wonders for Dustin Wolf. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously he got his feet wet last year toward the end of the season when he jumped in for his first NHL games, and this is his first run as really what is effectively the 1A, the top goaltender. Vladar has obviously drawn in as well, but Wolf is the guy, and I think everybody knows that. Getting a little extra rest can't hurt.
So Jack Drury, face-off man in the box on the third line for the Avs, and this one will be saved by MacKenzie Weegar. Frost will try to shoot short side, and MacKenzie Blackwood's got that.
Man, I'm just going to keep it simple, John. I just love what Frost brings. I am so excited that Huska trusts him, puts him out there in special team situations, and Frost just unafraid to take what's given to him. He takes the ice in front of him. He shows some skill, and I think he might make a little name for himself here with the Calgary Flames.
I think so, too. Between Farabee and Frost, again, two guys we talked about last time when we hooked up just about last week. It was 50-point players here inside a system with John Tortorella. It doesn't really drive offense. They could do more. Nazem Kadri, toe drag, will go back now. Leave this now for Weegar. Crisscross for number 91. His pass there. Try to find Huberdeau. That was one of the only ones for Kadri that didn't hit so far in this game. No matter, though, as it's 1:30 left to go. And Calgary's third power play already. Again, if you talk about that last game, and again, I watched some of it in between the Leafs and the Flames, there was way too many power plays. And that's really what burned the Flames. And now they had it one-sided, and that's more like what you want as this one goes all the way down. I think the Leafs had 6 power plays in that game when they scored all those goals. 5 minutes left to go in the first, as this one will be intentionally sent back now for the captaincy and Michael Backlund. Now to Coleman, and in the left corner. Coleman now against the wall. Backlund trying to keep it alive. But we'll have this now for Rasmus Andersson. Back to Michael Backlund. There's a dangerous pass, just got sticked aside for a moment, and Logan O'Connor. Rasmus Andersson trying to keep this alive. Farabee. Now Sharangovich, as he's getting roughed up into the corner. Blake Coleman gets the puck retrieval. And the Flames have 35 seconds in which to work on the power play. Backlund now to the left side of the wall. Still with it. Lefties will survey. He works his way in behind the net now, and his pass just doesn't even get anywhere close to Rasmus Andersson. It's sent back down the ice as Dustin Wolf will stop. But again, the only one back there is him. Get a chance to start this one again now. As this will be flipped back down now for Nazem Kadri, who's already back out there. I don't know how many shifts he's had, but it seems like a lot. This will be sent all the way down. And the Flames power play is going to expire as they're 1 for 3. Rolling puck. Stolen now by the Avalanche. Here is a great setup for MacKinnon. That's a good save for Wolf. That was right at the edge of the power play. Rolling puck. Another save, Wolf, this time with the right pad. And the Flames have to stop coughing this puck up now as this goes back around now for Nazem Kadri. MacKenzie Weegar take a little bit of a respite here. 3:35 left to go in the first. This one off a stick and put in the corner for Cale Makar. A little back skate. He always makes everything look easy. As this one now will be sent in. Avalanche trying to hustle for the puck, and Martin Natras alongside Nathan MacKinnon. This one will be flipped, but it's not out. And MacKinnon, little reverse hit. Little how do you do? As this one goes in the corner, MacKinnon trying to win a puck battle. Now with Necas into the right side. Nathan will lose it to Ryan Lomberg. And now this puck will bounce a couple times where the Avalanche get a chance to start again. Devon Toews. Here's Cale Makar. Little no-look pass to Nathan MacKinnon into the zone. Necas gets stick lifted. And here's a battle right at center ice as Rooney will chip it in. Alongside Ryan Lomberg. A little inside-out positioning there. Lomberg. Excellent battle between three Avalanche, but it took Devon Toews to finally go ahead and steal it. Shots are 12-7. 2:40 left to go in the first. Near the left side red line. Bean throws a hit. This one sent back down the ice for Braden Paul. Paul will get around the first man. They'll race down the left side red line around Duran and send it in. Sam Malinsky and Sam Girard. Girard now will send this one ahead, try to go left to right. Here's Malinsky. Will brush into the corner. Dustin Wolf will stop it behind his net. Jake Bean's got to play this quickly. Bounced off the referee. Sharon Govich still able to get this ahead as Pospisil throws it in an open corner. This will be rolled down. And this is still onside. Sharon Govich toward the left side corner. Here's a rolling clear all the way down the ice. The Flames try to take this one right up the gut. Frost. Good back check here for Colorado. As it take it away from Frost, it's a 3-on-2 developing. Cale Makar tries to hold. He'll spin. Put it into the corner now. Makar in the high slot. He'll be the first one back. 1:40 left to go in the first. Sean here with you alongside Cooper Hopkins. As we are almost into the first intermission, the Flames have a 1-0 lead, but there's tons of time in this game. Nathan MacKinnon touch to Makar. One more pass to Mini. As Nathan MacKinnon, right side, fan on a 1T. Lehkonen gets denied by Wolf. This one's set in the corner. And now an opportunity for the Flames with Michael Backlund. Send this one down the ice. This will be MacKenzie Blackwood. Try to chip it over the glass. The Flames try to jump and save it. They'll knock it down. This is toward the red line. Backlund trying to keep it alive. Good stick work there for Farabee as he gets around. There's a boatload of defense. Hanley now off the drop. Try to find Farabee, but it's turned over. 2-on-2. Now MacKinnon joins the rush. MacKinnon now off the cross. Save Wolf from Lehkonen. 55 seconds left.
Wow, take a breath, John. That was a bunch of unbroken play right there. Minutes on minutes on minutes of your play-by-play. Well done, sir. And, man, lots to talk about in that very lengthy sequence. But I think one of the top things here as we get close to the first intermission, John, lots of giveaways by the Calgary Flames. This game could very easily be 2-1 Avs. It could even be 3-1 Avs. We could be looking at 2-2 if Blackwood doesn't make a couple of huge stops. I like that the Flames are pushing. We've seen some good individual skill and some good passing from the Flames, but definitely it get a little sloppy with the puck and won't bail them out.
I won't disagree with that. I definitely think this could at least be a 2-2 game as this one sent the other way. Kadri will try to chase for it now. Again, as Cooper said elegantly, the Flames are really pushing here, and we're seeing this now in the final minute. They're trying to go right back down the Avalanche's throat. I don't think that's a recipe for disaster. I think you got to do it, but you got to be careful, as Cooper said. Here's an opportunity now. Drouin. One more pass. Malinsky. That's a snipe in the top right corner.
Yeah, that's elite stuff right there. And that's not MacKinnon. That's not Makar. That is big number 70, Malinsky. And, John, I have to say, it felt like it was coming. I didn't have the sense of dread that I do sometimes with the Calgary Flames, but I guess I spoke it into existence. Maybe I should have kept my mouth shut. I gave some theoretical scores. Well, the real score we have is 1-1 because Huberdeau unintentionally partially screening Wolf right there, tried to get the block, but up and over that shin pad and over the glove of Dustin Wolf, it's 1-1.
That is a beautiful shot. Third liner? I don't think so. Sam Malinsky, when you make shots like that. Cooper might be right there as far as Huberdeau. I don't think Wolf was going to save that one anyway. That was labeled. And now we're getting a little bit of a check to see if this is going to count.
Well, let's see if we get the Calgary Challenge. It's being officially announced, Coach's Challenge here. So we're going to have a couple of minutes, I would imagine, as the Zebras take a look at this thing, John, here. But there must be something from Huska and his video team. Ryan Huska is usually pretty decisive when it comes to making these calls, and obviously you don't want to lose a man here because if the call is incorrect, or the challenge, I should say, Flames would then be down a man, being punished for making the wrong call. But this does look like it'll be offside, John.
Jonathan Drouin looks to be a few strides offside to me.
Yeah, this is pretty clear. We're getting a good overhead view again. Calgary's got the old barn, the Saddle Dome, but what it does have is really nice overhead bird's eye views, and boy, Durant is not even close to onside, John. He is about I would say a foot at minimum offside, both feet.
I will say this, at least for Malinsky. I know the goal's not going to count because of the blatant offside, but I mean, you got to keep that in mind. Keep your skill in mind that you can absolutely snipe that thing.
Yeah, 100%. And that just speaks to what you brought up earlier, that you and I both agree on, that the Colorado Avalanche are a dangerous team. And we're going to get the call right here. Let's see the official making the announcement in the mic pack, and that is waved off. Very, very clear offside. Boy, so the hockey gods saved Calgary here, but I think everyone wearing red has to be a little nervous. The Avs have looked very good, and the Flames, again, sloppy with their possession.
Yeah, and again, it's just a one-goal lead, again, as we talked about, in the mix between Kadri Coleman hitting the post. Kadri, a couple chances. If the Flames had a few more goals, maybe let's say a 3-0 after that offside call, then you could think things would be a little bit different, but there's still going to be a lot of work to do. Is that Post Malone on Dustin Wolf's mask?
Yes, it is. I'm not sure if he's just a fan or a Mets or something, but you are 100% right. That is the unmistakable face of Mr. Post Malone on the right side of Dustin Wolf's mask.
So 33 seconds left to go here in the first. All of a sudden, the shot board getting a little bit closer, and now the Zebras want some more clarification here. So this first period is going to take a little bit longer than we all expected.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's been a good one. There's been certainly lots to think about, and these squads have made it interesting. And there we get the puck drop finally just outside the Flame zone. And we'll see what we got with 30 seconds to go. Back to John.
So this will be sent back down. Sam Girard will start again. And for Colorado, they were hair's breadth away offside for Jonathan Drouin. I guess he was way offside, but that was a snipe by Malinsky. This is now Malinsky's pass. Got to be careful here for the Flames. Don't want to give up another one. Now Coleman will go ahead and send this one off the shot block. Here's Backlund. Down to 5 seconds. Backlund in between his skates. And that is going to end the first. The Calgary Flames have a 1-0 lead courtesy of the 5-on-3 power play from Jonathan Huberdeau.
Yes, they do. Lots to talk about, John. I know you have some things lined up, and we'll get to some of these details about our first period here. But it was an exciting one. And one of the things that stands out to me, I just want to mention it before it disappears into the ether as we move forward here. The reverse hit by Nathan MacKinnon was the Avalanche were establishing offensive zone time. And it wasn't on just any of the Calgary Flames, John. It was a reverse hit on 6'8" Adam Klapka. Sends Klapka down to his backside. That's pretty impressive from number 29.
Yeah, there's not a lot of players that could go ahead and take down a Redwood like that. Again, we look at some of the scoreboards here. Again, we didn't get a chance to do that last week because of all the stuff that we had to quantify and talk about. So this is big for me as far as anything in the Eastern Conference wildcard, and we will go ahead and refresh that there. But the Tampa Bay Lightning, this has not updated yet, but they did get a 5-1 win over the Sens. The Golden Knights are finally starting to get back on track. They get a 3-1 win over the Devils. And then a couple other finals for you. Caps win 4-3 over the Flyers. And Utah wins an OT over the Blue Jackets, who are starting to sustain some injuries, 3-2 at Nationwide.
John, just let me ask you really quickly. One of those scores stands out, happens to be the first one that you mentioned. The Ottawa Senators looking like a different team this year, and they're on a really nice run here. But they take the L tonight, and I think that's very important for Tampa Bay as Tampa Bay tries to bump their spot in the standings. Do you think that is a hint of things to come? Do you think the Senators can maintain the recent success they've had? Or do you think we're going to see things kind of fall back into the status quo from the past number of seasons where the Lightning just find a way to kind of do what they need to do in terms of getting into the playoff spot? I
want to say, Cooper, I'm going to give you both answers. I want to say the latter is my main answer. I think the Lightning are going to find a way because they've been playing too well. But again, as you and I have talked about with the Lightning, they have some stuff in transition like the Colorado Avalanche do, where their team looks a lot different from Stanley Cup final that we called, can you believe it, 3 seasons ago in the mix already. But yeah, again, you've also heard me say that the Ottawa Senators should be better than this over the last couple of years. Hell, I picked them a couple of years ago to try to make a playoff spot and do some damage when I was horribly wrong. But I think the Senators, it's more important for them that they hold it and start moving forward.
Yeah, I think so too. And also, if we look to the West a little bit, you made a great point about the Golden Knights. I think then listen, we look at their record, and they have almost twice as many wins as they do losses. However, there was a little bump in the road there, and Vegas getting back to what they do, and that just seems to be. They seem to be, in a way, kind of the Tampa Bay of the West. They just find a way, John. Sometimes they just get through those struggles and find a way.
Yeah, I know Alec is covering this one in between the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota needs some wins, and they got a 2-0 win against the Hurricanes. But another one in the same vein, before we start to switch gears here, I'll let you kind of lead a little bit. But the LA Kings have starting to fall big time by the wayside until they got the win the other night against the Montreal Canadiens. But they were, I think, 2-9-1 in the last stretch of games there, where the Flames have a chance to get the third in the Pacific.
Yeah, they do. It's interesting times for the Pacific Division. You're looking at those Kings, as you just mentioned. The only thing I think that they are very pleased about right now is the fact that they have multiple games in hand.
Right.
You have teams like the Avs that I believe this is game 56 for the Avs. I think this is game 54 for Calgary. The next game for the Kings will be game 52. So always, as you do the math, little by little, I think you always love that, as a franchise when you got a little bit of extra breathing room. But the real question, and I can't answer it, John, it's why we talk about these things, can the Kings make use of it? Just because you have the potential to get those 4 extra points, can you get them? The way the Kings have been playing, I'm not sure they're consistent enough to say, yes, 100%, they're going to get those 4.
And I can't say that either, although a lot of their stuff, if you look at their schedule, it's home heavy. They got a lot of home games to make up. And alongside Crypto.com Arena, again, the Lightning had 5 games in hand of the Red Wings. They couldn't necessarily make up all those either. So just because you have them, as Cooper said, that's one of those things you talk about where it doesn't always work out that way. Again, these aren't going to be long topics today, but I do want to hit a little bit across the pond. We're going to go ahead and cross some other sports because we got to talk about that big trade. I just want to get Cooper's thoughts. It is the Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic deal. Again, that was breaking right when we were on the air, when we were covering the Flames and the Red Wings. And honestly, I couldn't believe it. But I do want to just give my thoughts here momentarily. In the sense of Luka Doncic is one of the greatest offensive players that we've seen in the league. As far as Michael Jordan and company, he is offensively that good. Defensively is a whole nother story. Conditioning is a whole nother story. Apparently, alongside the Mavericks brass, they just did not believe in Luka's conditioning. He started at 220. He's gone up to 280 pounds. He's had a lot of injuries. And the extra $140 million, you could add a $320 million supermax. That's off the table as he's traded to the Lakers. I guess it tells me, Cooper, that doesn't matter how good you are and how young you are at 25. If there's other things in the organization that these guys don't like, they will pull the trigger.
Yeah, I mean, unprecedented is the only word that I can think of. I think the entire sports world just stunned. Kind of came to a stop for a second. Then we all had to catch our collective breath and move on, realizing that Luka was going to be wearing purple here in rainy Los Angeles today, believe it or not. Very much needed, obviously, after the month of January, but it was a real stunner for sure. I think that there must be something extreme that we may not know about.
Yes.
It just feels like there has to be something behind the curtain here that is not fully understood by the public or the media, the NBA media, because something of this magnitude, and don't get me wrong, AD is no slouch. He may be a little older. He may have some injury issues himself, but one of the best defenders in the NBA, immediately makes the Lakers a worse defensive team. Luka is going to have to make up for that. It's going to be a lot of high-scoring games here in Southern California, and I think that's what all the fans and his teammates are probably wanting. But boy, oh boy, John, it's tough. I'm just trying to find the words right now. I cannot really believe that it took place, and we'll see how things shake out.
Yeah, we definitely will. I didn't want to spend a ton of time on it, but I did want to make sure that Cooper and I gave our thoughts. Again, if it was 10 or 15 years ago, I might freak out as much. Been covering the NHL more, but there's been a lot of trades in this deadline. That was certainly one that's going to shock us all, but Cooper's right. I think there's a lot more to be said about that. This is not controversial, but according to some of you, it might be. Again, I'm not one, and Cooper's not one. And I'm not one of those that will go ahead and make friends because of my certain political affiliations or whatnot. Again, there's no reason to ever take out friends because of that reason. But there was really good news yesterday that was signed, and I don't care what side of the bracket you were on. An executive order had to be signed for this, but it is made official now as of yesterday. And again, this will also fall into the Olympics in 2028, that men will be out of women's sports. So I thought that we should just bring that to attention. I don't care where you feel on that. I'm just happy for anyone else. No, I don't have daughters, but I do have cousins, nieces, and all that stuff too, and I'm very happy for them.
Yeah, John, it's true. We normally don't get into that territory, but it's sports territory for sure. And I think we live in a world where there's become a lot of gray areas, right?
Yeah.
And that extends into sports as well. And the way that we understand the world, in terms of sexual identity and orientation, for almost the entirety of our existence as humans, it was sort of understood one way. And you can make any references you want about, well, the animal kingdom or this mammal or that mammal. When things get politicized, it can be difficult, right? People that have valid opinions and
yes.
You think about athletes that may or may not have legitimate opportunities. However, I agree with you that I don't want to see men, women, or listen, and I'm going to give a tip of my cap to those who may not identify as either one of those. It's not my place to tell them what they can or cannot identify as. However, I just don't want to see anyone who is a skilled athlete or wants to become a skilled athlete, boy, girl, man, woman, otherwise, miss out on opportunities, right? We want more opportunities. We want people to be able to grow, be coached, learn, have experiences, and not be put to the side. So I think that making things simpler, there's something to be said for that for sure.
Thank you for appeasing me on that, Cooper. Again, that's the only topic that I wanted to bring up today that might be slightly controversial for some, but I don't think it is. I think that's very well said, and I appreciate you bringing it into that manner because I agree with you completely. This only other thing I want to say here, this is not going to be controversial, but I saw the headline the other day. Cooper and I do have to speak about it. I don't think we're going to talk about it too much. But this does bring in the light again of the horrible tragedy in between Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau. I saw the headline the other day. I just couldn't believe it. Sean Higgins now on the side of his attorney is saying that the Gaudreau brothers were more drunk on their bikes and therefore Sean Higgins' sentence should be alleviated. I hope that nobody takes that into light. I think that's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, really difficult that the proceedings in this case, in this situation, have taken this turn. This man who killed two brothers, two young men who were celebrating and excited for what was to be their sister's wedding, their attendance and their involvement in their sister's wedding the next day, lose their lives because he was a drunk driver. And I just find it interesting that there's now this is the legality of it all that becomes so maddening. We pull our hair out.
Right.
Now it's not, was I a drunk driver? Well, yes, I was, but now it's who was drunker competition. And that just does not make sense to me.
No.
Johnny and Matthew were not behind the wheel of a vehicle. I understand they were on. I know that a bicycle is a vehicle. They were being as responsible as they could given the circumstances and were killed by somebody who was being far less I can't even use the word responsible. It doesn't feel right to say it in regard to Sean Higgins. If he is convicted because he is fighting in this manner, he will be, I believe, sentenced to a maximum or it's either a minimum or maximum. The number I saw is 60 years.
Yes.
And I certainly hope that 60 is the number. I hope that the verdict is very clear, clean, comes quickly, and puts him where he deserves to be, which is behind bars. That's a tragedy that never had to happen.
All right, Cooper, I promise that there isn't any more crazy topics. I just had to hit on the two for the executive order and for Higgins. There was a lot of news in the day. I think we would be doing our due diligence. We wouldn't be doing it if we didn't talk about it. So I promise we won't have any more of those today. But thank you for enlightening me on those topics.
Hey, I love that you had them lined up, John. We always get into interesting stuff here, and there's been so much going on in the sports world lately, and I'm glad you and I always find a way to dig into it. It's really fun.
So can I ask you this? I know I normally do this. We got some time here in the first intermission to at least cover one of these teams, but I normally give you a panic index. And now we are more than halfway through the season now, if you can already believe it. It's February 6th. Where does the time go? You and I have talked about this team. You and I have even visited this team in our recent trip. But let me just talk about the Seattle Kraken for a moment. 55 games played, 23-28-4. I think Cooper and I are in complete agreement that the playoffs are probably out of the stretch for the Seattle Kraken. Cooper called it a little bit more than I did. And for me, I called the Red Wings dead for about a month and a half ago, but Tom McClellan's gone 15-4-1 since with 2 7-game win streaks, so that changes some things. But where are you with the Kraken as far as the panic index? Because I don't think that we changed the long course of history for the Kraken, but on a scale of 1 to 10, are you worried about their direction, 1 being not at all and 10 being completely, or are they still right where you think they are?
Well, there's a couple factors here, John. I find it interesting timing that we're covering a game tonight, as we often do. Of course, I dragged you into it years ago. You're a Flames fan now by default.
Yes.
You watch too much of their hockey to not be called a fan. But you know what? That's not the team I'm talking about. I'm actually talking about the Avalanche. And it makes me think about the upset playoff series win. The Kraken's only playoff series win in their history, their short history. But it was against the Colorado Avalanche, a huge what felt like a monumental win at the time. And obviously, as an expansion team, the Kraken, from the moment they were announced, were immediately compared directly to the Vegas Golden Knights, who've had unprecedented success as an expansion franchise. You could look at any sport, and basketball, baseball, you name it. The Knights have done something and continue to do something with their success that no one's ever done. Now, the Kraken had some relatively early success, but here's my answer, John. I'm going to give them a 6.
Okay.
So I'm creeping up the panic index. I can't put it at a 5 because we're not sitting where we were even a couple of months ago. And there are 2 main factors. The play on the ice seems to be moving away from the type of play, and I understand it was a different roster. It's moving away from the type of play that got the Kraken that surprise series win against the Avalanche in the playoffs a couple of seasons back. And on the other side, the Kraken, this was actually, I just saw this, and I verified it myself. The Kraken are playing the Toronto Maple Leafs, and tickets are available in Seattle at Climate Pledge Arena, John, for that game for $30, $35, depending on where you're sitting, $40, and even the low triple digits for seats that are available in the lower bowl. So that tells me that's why I have to keep the panic index at a 6 and potentially slowly but steadily climbing, because when the fans, very passionate fans, John, we were among them.
Yes.
You were wearing your Matty Beniers jersey. You were there at Climate Pledge. We watched them get a win against the struggling Blackhawks team, but that feels like a long time ago. And also way back to when Jordan Eberle had his serious injury. I think that injuries, the changing face of the roster, there have been a lot of hurdles here, and the Kraken aren't getting over them all that well. So there you go, John. That's my long answer. You know me. I always get long-winded. That's a 6 for the old Seattle Kraken.
I'm going to say I agree with you completely. I do think you can't use 5. I don't think it's the right thing to do. I think the long-term direction, you can understand Riker Evans, some other young guys, and Shane Wright, yes. The development there, Matty Beniers had a better season. That makes sense. But I will say this, too. In between Dave Hextall, I really do think that was a very quick exit. I'm not saying you shouldn't promote from within. I'm not saying Dan Bylsma is not a good head coach because he won a Stanley Cup and alongside with Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. That's a completely different roster. So I do think Jessica Campbell and Dan Bylsma have a lot of work to do. And I do think, I will say this, I might go out on a limb and say it, I think Dan Bylsma's leash will be short if the Kraken struggle for the next couple of seasons.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think the remainder of this season will be a good indicator of the direction things are heading, because we're at a 6 right now. We might start next season at a 7. We also might start next season at a 4. Depends on if this group, as it's currently constructed, can put some wins together, even if the playoffs are, and it does certainly look like it's out of the question. Not mathematically, of course, but that's the direction things are headed. It's where the arrow is pointing down. But if the playoffs are not, can they still show, like you said, the development of some of the younger players? I do like what I've seen. Wright looks like he's going to be a real solid NHLer. There was some doubt about that and he is starting to perform very well. I think this is an easy one, but goaltending is going to remain a very serious issue. So lots to talk about. Not that Joey Daccord can't make saves. Is he a top goaltender in the NHL? I'm not sure anyone would necessarily agree with that right off the bat. So lots of areas to improve. And Miles' leash is going to be short. He's got to work hard.
So one last one for me, so that way we have enough time through the first intermission and Cooper gets set to take over. I know this is going to be an easy one for us to talk about, but I still want to talk about it anyway, because at the beginning of the year, Cooper and I would have different thoughts. Hell, anyone else in the NHL would have different thoughts. The Nashville Predators. What the hell do you do with that situation? And I have to say it that way because when you look at Nashville, all right, you got Philip Forsberg, and you know what he is. He's a point-per-game player. He's your guy. But Jonathan Marchessault, 52 games, 16 goals, 23 assists, 39 points, minus 15. Steven Stamkos, 17 goals, 16 points, 33 points, minus 16. In the mix of Nyquist, O'Reilly, and all of that, that is a big-time scarcity, and we'll see what happens. You get set to take it away, but my panic there is at least at 8.5.
Oh, yeah, it's way up there, John. If we're talking about panicking with the Kraken, you got a Nashville Predators team that is currently 7 points behind Seattle.
Yeah.
What went wrong? My goodness, that roster changed and the bottom fell out. So maybe we touch on that again before our broadcast is over. But speaking of touches, we got a touch of the puck, and that puck was dropped at center ice to start the second of our 3 regulation periods here at the Saddle Dome in Alberta. It is, once again, my pleasure to be on play-by-play. I got John Ott on the color commentary, best in the business. 30 seconds have elapsed here in our second period, and right away, John, I get to take a quick break. We got ourselves an icing.
Yes, we do, as I get a chance to get everything else all settled back up again. That was so abrupt that it wasn't even a camera cut. Cooper was a pro, jumped right on it.
Hey, you and I, we've done this enough times. We're just we just flow in and out of it together. It's no heavy lift as we see 11 shots, kind of resetting some of the basic stats here. 11 shots for Calgary. That was adjusted down from 12. 9 shots for Colorado. That was adjusted down from 10 during the intermission. And so we're back to business here with that 1-0 lead. It took a 5-on-3. Couple penalties in a row for the Avs, and Flames made him pay. There's a nice easy shot that's blockered aside by Blackwood right there. Rasmus Anderson tries to pick up the puck, but it will slide the other way. Here come the Avalanche with O'Connor. He's down battling for the puck in that near corner to Dustin Wolf's right. The Flames here in this second period, moving from left to right on your radio dials, wearing their red with yellow and white trim home jerseys and the white away jerseys with the cerulean and blue for Colorado. Coming in from about a mile high up in Denver. And we have 18:45 to go here with a sliding puck now. That one bounced. Boy, it's like there's a magnet in that puck. It just kind of ends up at Dustin Wolf's feet so often. And John, we got ourselves a tie game right away. A wrister fired by none other than Cale Makar, number 8, with number 1 for the Colorado Avalanche tonight.
I was going to say, you're talking about the magnet there. Where did that even go in? I think it went 5-hole through Dustin Wolf from Cale Makar's shot, as they showed his gold skates from EA Sports in the intermission. Let's see how this one worked for the right side bumper. And Cale, that's a seeing eye shot through traffic.
Yep, a low laser right there. John, you made the call. Boy, on that fresh sheet of ice as well. That thing is humming along, just zipping along on the ice surface. That's a 5-hole shot right there that, again, partially screened. Makar said, I had enough. He said, Malinsky, my man, I got you. Your goal was waved off in the first with a clear offside. No problem. I'm going to tie this thing up right now, and Makar does. So leave it to the top defenseman, one of the top defensemen in the league, let alone on the Avalanche, and Cale Makar, who is, of course, from Alberta. There are still pipe dreams of Flames fans that one day Makar will make his way back to his hometown childhood team. But we shall see. I would be hard-pressed if I were an Avs exec to let that happen. Speaking of Makar, we're going to still talk about him because that is a nice round number for him. With assists from MacKinnon and Toews, there are 2 names right there that you hear on the Avs quite a bit. That's number 20 on the season for Cale. And now here comes Lomberg, another round number. That's 70. Fires a shot. It's in and out of the glove of Blackwood. So he fires one, and the save was made, but then dropped, and the Flames were able to keep possession. Bahal from that near point is going to send things down to the trapezoid. Flames decided to reverse course here back to Bahal. Bahal checked along the near boards. Nice job by Lehkonen right there to put shoulder into Bahal and clear, so the Avs can get at least a partial change here. Just a couple of minutes here to make that 2.5 minutes gone here in the second. 1 goal for Cale Makar in this period. 1 goal for Nazem Kadri on the 5-on-3 power play for the Flames. Now we have a puck that was deflected in the neutral zone. I think Blackwood thought it might be an icing. This puck now bouncing back and forth, taking full trips from one end of the ice to the other. Flames will come with possession and send a nice cross-ice angle pass toward the benches. Good job right there by the Flames to get a little physical to Blackwood's right. Now battling for the puck behind MacKenzie Blackwood, the big netminder in white. Flames now with possession, sharing Govich on his backhand. He's going to spin this one back to the far corner. Flames holding, cycling. In the middle of the ice right there is Huberdeau. Make that Frost. I saw 1-0. It was actually 1-6, number 16, one of the newest Flames, along with 16:40 on the clock right here. John Ott's got the color. I'm Cooper Hopkins on your play-by-play. And it's a tie game here at the Saddle Dome in Calgary. Right there, the Colorado Avalanche are going to send the puck back around behind Dustin Wolf. They're trying to hold here in the O-zone, and we'll circle back right there. Boy, a quick change. Almost too many men on the ice for the Avs, and I think we have a puck that's deflected up into the netting. That was a little tight right there, John. Someone was jumping on the ice with some extra speed.
Yeah, it was. As we're getting some looks there for Lomberg. That one in and out of the glove hand, as Cooper called. Coronado right in on the doorstep, just able not to make it happen. When you look at some of the numbers there for Colorado, MacKenzie Blackwood, since joining, 12-6-2, 204 goals against, 926, and 2 shutouts.
Right you are, sir. So we're going to have a face-off to Dustin Wolf's left. And immediately waved out of the circle is Nazem Kadri. He protests, but to no avail. I thought Farabee might step in there, but it's going to be Jonathan Huberdeau. So Huberdeau settles in. Puck is dropped. It's actually kicked off to the side. It's the kick plate right there. And so the Avs will win that face-off and look to settle in with some offense in the Flames zone. Nice puck battle right there. Farabee doing very well to gain possession with Pahal, and now it is picked up by Calgary, although they lose it right away. Now held at the blue line by the Avs. Sit right down into the slot and a whip, right? My goodness, John, that could have been 2-1. Wood right there was teed up, but too tight of a space, unable to get the shot off. And the Flames getting lucky right there with the puck on Dustin Wolf's doorstep yet again. Puck now down low. Going to be sent with a stretch pass from Pahal forward, deflects into Blackwood. He exits the blue paint. And a little bit of a tight pass right there with Huberdeau forechecking. He's going to stay out on the ice now. Flames looking to settle back in, but they're allowing a lot of space. Here comes a potential shot, but no, circling around behind the net is Necas. Necas now finds a teammate for that cross-ice pass. Wolf has to go down. There's a big 1-T. It's loose, and Wolf closes the door. He's on his backside. No, I thought he was underneath him, but we will play on. The puck was loose. He scooted from behind his butt and out the other side. My goodness, John, that went right through the blue paint, through everyone. So very, very tense times right now for the Calgary Flames with 5 minutes gone here in the second. Again, still tied, but Avs knocking on the door. Flames trying to hang on here, looking for the cross passes. Colorado. That puck will bounce down low. It is cycled back along. Coronado could not come up with possession. Now MacKinnon's out there. He's going to send himself down low, looking for a potential deflection. He gets that pass right there from Girard. Girard back to MacKinnon. MacKinnon to Girard. Now to MacKinnon. He was stepping in. There's a shot from the circle. I think the head of body. Wolf was in position, but that was a seed. Right now, a turnover again by the Flames. It's off of the crossbar. And John, it is in. I think it bounces off of Wolf. And the pinball in the crease for Calgary continues to be an issue. Boy, messy play by the Flames, John. 2-1.
Looks like Artturi Lehkonen's going to get the gift that keeps on giving, but that's too long of a shift there for the Flames. They had a couple opportunities to get the puck out of the zone. They couldn't. That one was Coronado, just couldn't find it. Loses it to Marty Necas. Stops on a dime. This one goes off the left post. Lehkonen's right there. Beats Miramon to the puck. But the Flames were just trying to survive for the last 2 minutes. And as Cooper said, too much space in the middle of the slot at times. And it just led them to giving up a goal, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the initial shot, I think, John, probably should have been a goal anyway. Of course, the crossbar saved the Flames for about a second and a half, and then it was cleaned up right there, and Lehkonen does make it 2-1. This is what you mentioned, my friend, and we have called a lot of Flames games with different versions of this roster where we'll see some jump from Calgary, as there's a big broken stick right there by Hanley. Luckily, he's right in front of his bench, and he gets a replacement immediately. But now the Colorado Avalanche are going to take possession. Flames are just out of sorts right now, John. Possession held there by DeHaan. He crosses. Dustin Wolf is all mixed up. Now, Rasmus Andersson holding his face. Mike, it's like a circus right now for Calgary. They've got to get settled down here. Just have not been able to at all in this second period. Now, Klapka tries to chip it forward. Nice draw weight on that pass, but he could not connect as skating down for that puck was Rooney. But now Lomberg out with the fourth line. Puck deflects down, going to be picked up by the Avs and held in the Flame zone. Mittelstadt with it, looking for a teammate, going to get it back to Toews. Toews with a long shot. That one, I think, came off of the glove of Pahal. The former Golden Knight does a good job right there to push in and look for possession. But the Flames, what a surprise here, John. They cannot come away with it. Cross-ice pass, crisp passing, Toews looking great on this shift. But that pass is a little too spicy, and it makes its way out to the neutral zone. Good forechecking here by Coronado on Makar. Makar cycles back around in his own end, looks for some support, and gets it from Toews. 13:02 here to go in the second, 2-1 Colorado. Flames now finally come up with the puck and will tap this thing forward, skate it out of their own end, but Frost is turned back right there. Good job by, I think, Gerard to put a little pressure on. Now chasing down is, Pospisil. I almost said Farabee. I'm looking at 86, 76. John, I get these numbers mixed up from time to time. You know me. But here's one that you can't mistake. It's Nazem Kadri. The Flames, basically the everyman, the doing everything for the Calgary squad tonight. But there is a turnover in the neutral zone. Now Kadri comes back for the steal. Unbelievable. 91, doing everything right. And the team around him, you cannot say the same. Currently, again, a turnover by the Flames right in front of their own bench. Boy, a good check right there to freeze the Avs at the Flames blue line. Now the pass across, not Kadri looking for Farabee. Farabee frustrated, slaps that stick on the ice. I think he knew he had a chance, but a good stick by the Avs, and we have a cover-up from Blackwood. Ooh, I'm going to take a breath. It's 2-1 Colorado with 12 minutes to go. Media timeout.
I got to be honest, and I'm going to say this. Cooper and I don't mince words, but boy, oh boy, that's pretty brutal there for the Flames. It feels like the Avalanche just grabbed all those Infinity Stones, and they just said, you know what, we bid our time in the first, and we're going to come out and punch the Flames right in the mouth. And Cooper said this over the last couple, but just off of that Kadri back pass, if he doesn't come back there and try to make a play, as Nathan MacKinnon got it, he could have made it 3-1, 4-1. They got to clean this stuff up there because Colorado is doing work right now.
Yeah, that was an ugly sequence from the Flames, and I think unfortunately, listen, we brought this up, and there's no hiding it. There's no reason to. This is a season where I don't think Craig Conroy and his compatriots were expecting to be all that competitive. Again, we look at Dustin Wolf as the primary reason that the Flames are where they are in the standings. It's some timely goals. A little bit of a bounce-back season from Huberdeau here. He's cooled off, but kind of come back. But anyway, without getting too into the weeds, that stretch of play right there was, I think, what most Flames fans were expecting for the majority of this year. It has been more rare, but you see it tonight. There are some holes in the roster, a little bit of hole in the fundamentals of the Flames game right now.
Talk about Cale Makar getting his 20th at 120 for MacKinnon and Toews, and then Lehkonen his 22nd. So the big boy is the one doing all the damage. Again, having to be pretty much just one-sided, but that's the way it's been for Jared Bednar's squad. But I got to stop on this as well. Nathan MacKinnon already has 62 assists.
Yeah, you know what? It's Nathan MacKinnon doing Nathan MacKinnon things. That's all you have to say about it. He is at that level. He is a superstar. There is no question about it. And when you're a superstar, when it's February, a couple days into February, you're going to have 62 assists. That's just how he works. So we're back here, John and I both on the Sportsnet feed. So shout out to our brothers and sisters up in Canada for supplying some sports for us. And my goodness, what a seeing eye send in right there by the Avs. That one scooted all the way to the top of the crease. Dustin Wolf had to shove that thing aside with the big paddle. And now inside 12 minutes to go here in a second. Equal on the shot board, 13 apiece. It's been unlucky, though, for the Flames. They only have one. There's two for the Colorado Avalanche. Right now they try to hold in. I think we will have just barely an offside as that puck scooted out of the zone. Frost will scoop it up and send it to one of the referees for an upcoming face-off.
It feels like this game is being played at one speed right now in this period. I know we talked about it a little bit in the break, but the Avalanche really turning on the burners here. And the Flames, I'm not going to say have to survive this second period, but I would say, Cooper, I don't want to see them go down by more than one that they already are. I don't think they can afford to go down another goal.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, John, I think we both know you cannot survive a period that still has 11, almost 12 minutes remaining when you continue to play the way that they have. And I don't want to disparage my lifelong favorite team here, but this is not what the folks at the Saddle Dome paid for. They're not hoping to see more of this. They want to see none of this. But the Avs just find a way to settle into the offensive zone. Their passing has looked exceptional. Now, again, that puck bounces right into the slot, but off of some legs. And guess who's carrying it up the ice for the Flames? Trying to go one hand around Gerard in almost doing so. Nazem Kadri is on one tonight. That is some fantastic stuff. Even though he didn't complete the play, I love that confidence. More of that, please, from everyone. Just get on that level, Calgary. So now 10 minutes and 50 seconds to go with Rasmus Andersson, who was holding his face earlier. Not sure if he caught an elbow or maybe an errant stick, but he's back out there with no issue. So that's good to see if you're a fan of the Flames. Right now, nice little check right there from Coleman, the Stanley Cup winner. And there's a shot from Michael Backlund. John, I didn't have a chance to mention this earlier, but since he's on the ice, the captain for the Flames has had a little bit of a down season here. He is getting into the latter part of his career. We want to keep our eye on Backlund tonight, but right now, are we going to have our eye on him for the wrong reason? I think it's Michael Backlund. I got to stop mentioning specifics, John, because every time I do, bad things happen for Calgary. That is a blind tripping call right there.
Boy.
Backlund brings down Gerard very, very clearly, and so unfortunately, a bit of a difficult season for Mike Backlund is continuing at the moment. 2 minutes for number 11 in red for tripping.
Yeah, it's a trip right in front of the Zebras there from Sam Girard. And I'm not going to say makeup call because it definitely was a trip, but the Flames had 3 power plays in the first. You don't want to give the Avalanche any more. We're going to see Nathan MacKinnon, Cale, Makar go to work.
Yeah, they're going to go to work for 2 minutes here, and they might not even need the whole time. Let's see how much they need. Makar winded up for that slapper, and he ends up sending it back with a pass. 72.1% on the penalty kill. That's near the bottom of the league, 28th for the Flames right there. Almost top 10 on the power play for the Avs. They're sitting at number 11 in the National Hockey League. 10-10 to go on the clock, 142 on this power play. MacKinnon with it. He dances, stick handling. There's a shot from Makar. No, he whiffs on it, so it's going to be a one-on-one the other way. Can the Flames get numbers here? Jonathan Huberdeau looks for that stretch pass. Here comes Anderson. Tries to go short side. That's that glove side. Doesn't get a ton on the shot, but a good play right there. Flames get about 25 seconds off the clock just by putting on that offensive pressure and to create that shorthanded chance for themselves. So under 10 minutes to go. We're halfway through regulation here. Cooper Hopkins on play-by-play. John Ott on the color currently, and currently with the puck. Guess who, number 29 in white. That's Nathan MacKinnon. Going to drop that one right there and then send it back to the blue line. Here's a huge slapper and a boy, just lumber everywhere, John. It is a classic John Ott and Hopkins game. We've had about 5 or 6 broken sticks already. Let's see how many more we get before this one is all said and done. Inside 1 minute to go here in the man advantage. Makar tries to clear some of that lumber out of the way. Now Necas steps back. Igor Sharangovich with the pressure, and there is the slap shot blocked. Boy, from point-blank range by Fahal. And now a howitzer is fired. That one's off of the shin pad somewhere. Centering pass is off of Sharangovich's skate. Flames have to clear. Can't do so. Boy, one of the Avs is tripped right there. I think that was Necas. No call, though. Now a 2-on-1 the other way. There's a pass, backhand pass across. Oh, my gosh, so much action right here, John. And the Avs come away with nothing. Still 15 seconds, maybe time for one more push for this visiting squad. However, now up to 18 shots for the Avs. Flames still at 13. They only have 2 in the period. 8:30 to go here in the second. Flames do a nice job of collecting there and clearing. But, boy, everything is seeming difficult for the home team right now. The Avs looking like the better of the two. Backlund exits the box. He'll head right to the bench. And the Flames will look to pick up the puck in their own zone. Rasmus Andersson right there tries to gain possession. Fluttering puck heads back towards center ice, and I think that made some contact with the bench. And so we will have a face-off coming up outside of the Flames zone. John, lots of chances there on that power play for Colorado. Still a little surprised, if I'm being honest, that it's 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. I think we might be going to commercial break here again. This time I'm going to focus on some of the positives there for the Flames. That was a couple really good hellacious shot blocks in between Necas, who, that was like a video game. His stick gets shattered like that, just completely in half. And then Nathan MacKinnon with like a 97-mile-an-hour bomb. That was good work there for the Flames to try to survive that. But I will say the clearing attempts makes the vulcanized rubber feel like a 1,000-pound weight.
Have a choice in how you invest with Schwab.
I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow. How do you feel? No, how do you want to feel?
I don't know if I lost Cooper there for a second. Give me 1 second.
We beat the odds.
And her new assistant.
They do it by an alternate route because you decide the outcome.
And must-win game.
No, we decide the outcome.
And vision and a car that always delivers.
I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow.
The all-new 2025 Equinox.
We'll try to get this reset here. I paused the recorder for a moment.
Leonardo da Vinci struggled to get his inventions made. What if you use the smart buying tools on Amazon Business? They help you work more efficiently, so you can focus on what you do best.
So as we head into the commercial break, Flames kill off the penalty. It is still, I think we got Cooper here now, so we should be good to go. Cale, Makar, and Artturi Lehkonen with the goals.
Yes, sir, John. Again, apologies. I'm usually good for just the one interruption. This time, that was technically, the first time was not a technical difficulty. That was my technical difficulty. So now we got everything cleared off the table. Thanks for bearing with me. Appreciate your patience. And we are getting back to our contest here between the Calgary Flames and the Colorado Avalanche at the Saddle Dome in Alberta, Canada. Getting a look at the Flames out on the ice right now. You got Jonathan Huberdeau looking at Jake Bean as well. And immediately waved out of the circle is Drury for the Avs. So with 8:12 on the clock, nice clean face-off win right there. The Wolf comes out of his crease for, sends it to Bahal. Bahal looking for a teammate, and we will have no icing. That was waved off definitively by the referees. I think Blackwood would have hoped for a different outcome there, but no icing on that one as we cross the 8-minute mark to go here in the second period. Again, beautiful passing from the Avs, and I think a shot right there. Oh my goodness, another blown stick right there, John. This is insanity. More turnovers, more sticks breaking in half. Flames going for a clearing attempt there, and there was just a huge stick blade fluttering through the air like an albatross shot out of the sky. I mean, just insane stuff happening here. It's another one for the books for you and I, sir. And boy, Wolf with Drury right in his grill. Huberdeau there as well makes a really nice stop. And I think the Flames fans in Calgary right now have to be gritting their teeth, my friend.
Can we not go over the broken stick quota? This is getting ridiculous.
I mean, it's every shift now. We saw a few in the first period, but now it seems to be every shift. And we're taking a look at a great graphic right now here on Sportsnet. Highest points per game among defensemen in NHL history. And along with Bobby Orr, Paul Coffey, Potvin, and Bork right in the middle. More than a point per game. Cale, Makar, he's got one of the 2 Avalanche goals tonight. There is an absolute bullet fired right there and into the breadbasket. Beautiful save by Wolf. Great vision, great positioning. Stops another one from the Avs.
Yeah, I don't think any Avs fans, I know Mikko Rantanen is going to be hard to replace, but they really shouldn't have to worry about Marty Natchez, who can also take draws when you're headlined alongside Makar and MacKinnon. He'll be just fine.
Yeah, no question. The Avs are certainly making a statement tonight. I know they've had a couple of games since Rantanen made his exit in that, speaking of surprising trades, but they're saying, hey, we missed our buddy, but we're still pretty dang good even without him. Got a lot of skill here. And right now we have an issue, and it's going to be a big problem for Colorado. This could be just what the doctor ordered. Not the first, but the second delay of game for puck over the glass on Colorado tonight. Backhand declaring attempt, John, goes well over the glass. It's going to be MacKinnon taking a seat.
So 4 broken sticks, 2 pucks over the glass, 1 for DeHaan, and this one for Nathan MacKinnon. As I'm looking at Cale Makar trying to pry it loose, and yeah, he just throws it right in the crowd. This is Twilight Zone territory.
Yeah, really wild stuff. Maybe in a game. In many games, you do not see puck over the glass. We're averaging. Listen, Cale Makar is averaging more than a point per game, and we are averaging exactly one puck over glass. So we're doing math here on the broadcast tonight. Flames 1 for 3 technically on the man advantage. Boy, Frost, he's going to get waved out. I wish I had that hip mobility. He was getting down way low. Excuse me, Drury waved out. Frost, he's going to stay in there. He's getting down way low. He's got that quad strength, stand up strong, gets that face-off win. Now the puck slid over to Kadri. Kadri looking to connect with a pass from the near half boards. Gets the puck right back, and that one slides under his stick. A little unfortunate right there. One of the first hiccups really for Kadri tonight. Uyghur will collect. Going to drop this puck, leave it right in the center of the Flaming Sea at the middle of the ice here at the Savile Mill. 19 shots for Colorado, 13 for the Flames. Good passing now, the puck down low. There's a backhand pass to the legs, and a wrister. Blackwood does his best Wolf impression right there. He gets that shot saved in the breadbasket. He holds, and we'll have a face-off with 92 seconds to go in the man advantage.
And I'm watching because I think I have to, especially for the color side. Jack Drury did not give any space for Nazem Kadri near that right dot. I know they're a man down, but there was a lot of extra attention on number 91.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And John, I hope you say these words. Please say them out loud, because the last time you did, the Flames scored. Is this a must-score situation for you, even though we have so much regulation time left?
I would like to say that to bring it into existence. How about that?
Okay, all right. Listen, you technically didn't say the words, but I can't get frustrated with you. You're my pal. You're my man. You're my broadcast partner. All right, I'll take it. You at least acknowledged it, so there's a chance. 6:14 to go here in the second. We're having it's a silly night on the Savile Mill ice, and we're getting a little wild on the broadcast. I apologize. Wolf has the puck now, as the clearing attempt was wildly successful for Colorado. That was thrown all the way back down. Now Uyghur is going to drop. Flames are going to try to build some speed here. Here's Frost with the puck on his stick, looking for that pass. He misses his intended target. Kadri's there to pick up the loose puck. Now dancing, looking down low, going to send it back to Uyghur, who walks in from the blue line. 40 seconds to go on the man advantage. Uyghur has it again, trying to go back to Kadri. Flames almost turned it over. We had a bouncing puck all the way to the far point near the Flames bench. Now, Makar, a couple of Flames go down. One of the Flames goes down right there. And a little bit of an anemic clearing attempt right there by Colorado, but it's good enough. All the way back down to Wolf, who steps out and sets things up for Uyghur. So it looks like the Flames are going to try to go for a change here. Nice backhand cross-ice pass, high to low. Flames going to go with Backlund now, so it looks like that second unit is out with the Flames captain. Boy, nothing much to speak of here other than that one real clear scoring attempt that was saved by Blackwood. This thing is going to tick down 5 seconds now. Flames look like they will not convert and will be 1 for 4 on the power play. Yes, indeed. So exactly 5 minutes to go here in the second. Back to 5-on-5 play, speaking of the number 5. And it is still 2-1 Colorado. And a big hit right there.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, are we going to have a little something extra? Yes, we are. I didn't see it. I think John might be a second ahead of me. But we got Klapka in the full mount. It looks like a UFC fight right here. You don't want somebody 6'8" on top of you throwing punches. And they are broken up by the referees. Both teams getting a little. Listen, John, I'm going to put it this way. We said the heat might get turned up. It's officially turned up now. That was a big hit on MacKinnon. Klapka gets the revenge for the reverse hit that we talked about earlier.
Yes, he did. And again, I think that's what you had to do if you're the Avalanche. MacKinnon coming right out of the box. Klapka hunted him clean, and you have to stand up there for Nathan MacKinnon.
Yeah, no question. We talked about his superstar status. When you are a player of that caliber, really anytime you get anything other than a little normal contact, you know you're going to get some extracurricular, and that's exactly what we got.
The only thing I will say here, again, the last one before Cooper had to jump back in here, I focus on the positivity of that kill and knock down a couple of those shot blocks there from Necas and MacKinnon. At least on that one, my 4 eyes told me that the Calgary Flames in that fourth power play, they were hunting a little bit too much for number 91. Again, the Flames are a team that gets it done by goal scoring by committee. I think if they get another power play, I think I'm going to point blank say that they will. Make sure you focus back on all 5 skaters on the ice rather than circling on 91.
Yeah, I think that because it's so obvious that Calgary's leading the way for the Flames tonight, you're right. You don't want to get lulled into not to sleep, but into that sense of security. You feel good when Calgary has it. He looks like the best Flame tonight. He has been the best Flame tonight. Obviously, still tip of the cap to Jonathan Huberdeau for a beautiful shot. He had a very nice first half of that first period, but it's been Calgary throughout. Got to keep other players involved. really want to see that skill start to come out. The Flames do have a solid roster, maybe not to the quality of the Colorado Avalanche, but hey, the Flames are still winning games this year. They're still in that playoff chase and currently holding the spot right now. So they just need to play like it, and maybe that hit by Klapka, a great play up right there. Maybe that's going to fire things up for both of these teams.
Yeah, what is Miles Wood and Klapka? I think that's a little bit of outweight in the class as far as the fight.
You're right. You know what? And this is just speculation right here, but I think as soon as Klapka realized he was gonna get into a little fist cup right there, I think he recognized that he has probably a foot of height on Wood. So Wood's going to get the roughing. I think that Klapka just pushed Wood down the ice, almost to say like, hey, I understand what you're doing. I'm going to take you down. Let's get this over with and we'll both get out of here. So,
yeah, I think that's the right way to do it.
So, but interesting developments though here as Wood's effort to protect his assistant captain and one of the best players in hockey. Wood is going to go for roughing. So we did mention that, but want to drill that home. It will be another power play. So this is now the fifth power play for the Calgary Flames in about 35 minutes, if you're counting all the time of the first and second period. 4:49 on the clock, speaking of our time, and now the Flames, it seems like in every faceoff, John, there's been one of the two faceoff men waved out. This time it is the man we keep mentioning, Nazem Kadri. He is asked to exit by the referee. Stepping in is Frost, and he will win this faceoff, but it flutters back up and over MacKenzie Weegar, and now we may have a 2-on-1 the other way, but Weegar does a great job while he's on a power play. Difficult to say, but it's true. He had to back check on his own man advantage. Now the Flames just trying to get possession. They will finally do so in the near corner on their side of the ice. Boy, a little bit of a dangerous cross-ice pass right there. Now Weegar turns, sets up kind of the classic playoff streak in, the drop pass into that full skate-in attempt. That's what the Flames had going just momentarily. And now the Avalanche will take possession. Boy, just dispossessed without building any zone time. Flames have got to establish something here. They are having such difficulty really just building a sense of ownership and timeliness in that offensive zone. Can't even get a clean pass in right here. That is off the skates, and it goes back the other way. 60 seconds of this 2-minute power play, really nothing to show for it for Calgary. With 3:50 on the clock in the second. 2-1 Colorado, leading by the thinnest of margins, but the Flames going to be hard-pressed here to tie things up, even with the extra attacker. Now we have a nice cross-ice pass. Stepping up to the top of the right circle is, I believe, Lehkonen. Rasmus Andersson tries to tap this one back to the near corner. Sharangovich back to Rasmus Andersson. Now Sharangovich. Yegor has it. Going to take some free ice here. Now down low, Coleman with a nice shot to the near side. Blackwood read it, though, and he shrugged up against that post. Beautiful save with the shoulder. 3:20 to go here. 30 seconds in the power play. That was the Flames' best chance in a few shifts at least. And there is a pass attempt that is broken up by the Avs and cleared back down the ice. Full control. So taking a quick breath right here. Cooper Hopkins on play-by-play. John Ott on color. We got Rasmus Andersson with a nice pass right there that is tipped from the the stick blade of Igor Sharangovich all the way off the glass. I thought that was going to hit the netting, but it stayed in play, and it's covered up by the big leather glove of MacKenzie Blackwood.
Yeah, you mentioned it a little previous with Blake Coleman and a good shot near the right side. Don, honestly, if Coleman would have taken an extra step here, I think he could have walked in against MacKenzie Blackwood. As I'm looking at this right now, nobody was picking him up near that right dot.
Yeah, I think that he was looking for potentially that pass to the low slot, which of course is such a common play. You want to go for that quick one-timer, but one of the Avs right there, it may have been Lehkonen. I didn't get a number on it. Oh, excuse me, it's Necas. He went down, blocked that passing lane, and so Coleman, I love it. He went for that shot, but Blackwood was on it. So nice job by the Colorado Avalanche to defend well there in a high-pressure situation. The face-off puck was dropped, but we will have it whistled down. We'll do it again. 15 shots for the Flames. Make that 16 now. They just counted Coleman's effort. And looking for the face-off win is Kadri. Can't get it. Big slapper's going to send this puck all the way back. And boy, through the wickets. That was Miramonov right there, missing an opportunity to stop the puck in the neutral zone. And so the man advantage will expire. Another one goes begging for Calgary. They are now 1 for 5, just 20% below their season average on power play. Good job right there to gain some possession. That's Jonathan Huberdeau. He's got some fire right now. And there's a shot well wide from Dennis Miramonov, who was called up recently. Boy, Tyson Berry had a big-time issue in the game against the Maple Leafs. He struggled mightily, and so the Flames made some changes on the blue line. That's why you're hearing Miramonov's name tonight. Now with the puck coming in is Necas. There's a wrister that I think is snapped out of the air by Wolf. A beautiful stop from close range. 88 in white. Almost made it 3-1, John.
Yeah, it's a big save right here at this point of the game with 2:15 left as Flames try to cycle their Huberdeau and Kadri trying to keep it alive on the outside, and then off the ensuing as it got around Miramonov. Bounces off Kadri. Necas finds himself alone, and Dustin Wolf made that look easy near the right post.
Yeah, boy, getting that replay, and I almost thought that the puck deflected off of the glove and into the netting. Wolf was so casual about it. That was not a routine shot, but he made it look like a routine save. Speaking of making saves, Wolf makes another. That was 2 in a row. Slides across, left to right, puck in the glove. It's Necas stoned again.
He's got to be thinking as he looks up to that score chyron, what do I got to do? This is off a clean face-off win for MacKinnon in the corner. Already go to work. It goes around the horn. Big rebound, and Necas gets stoned on a second effort as Wolf slides over.
I love it. Wolf with the full splits basically are about 90% splits, and immediately Rasmus Anderson, almost like he's saying hello to his son or daughter, he taps Wolf on the top of the helmet. Hey, thanks, pal. We're relying on you, and they rely on him again. It's a shooting gallery right now. That was Makar, so only 1-8 on the jersey this time. And that's Makar's 8, and he fired one to the glove side. Wolf stops it again.
That's 3 face-offs in a row now for the Avalanche. Got to get on that there if you're sharing Govich. But Makar, again, makes it look easy as Dustin Wolf. Got to get this going the other way.
Yeah, you're just seeing a goaltending clinic right now. The style, and there is a huge bomb. It's 3 A+ saves by Wolf. You just can't believe it, John. Neither can I.
That's a hat trick of saves for Dustin Wolf. Again, the 4th face-off win. Necas is all alone near the left side dot, and Wolf, again, casually just slides over his runner away.
No, Necas trying to do his best Ovechkin impression right there. Wolf says, yeah, no thanks, pal. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I cannot believe this sequence from Dustin Wolf. Also continues to reaffirm the fact that the Flames need to be reminded they're playing a National Hockey League game. Don't forget to try to play some offense, guys. You got to get out of your own zone. And the moment they do, they go offside at the other end. Boy, Backlund's line struggling a little bit tonight. I didn't want to lean this way with the Flames captain, but one of the prominent and popular Flames blogs was just showing the numbers, just going by the math of it. But Backlund has been struggling this year, so I'm going to keep an eye on him. Maybe he can get a little something going tonight. But right now, it's another clean face-off win here with 95 seconds to go in the second period. The face-off win, of course, was for the Avs. And Flames do a nice job right there to dispossess Colorado. Boy, there's a stick up in the face.
Wow.
I did not see which Flame just high-sticked Colton, but Colton went down to his knees, checking for blood from the nose. He will head to the bench. I don't see bleeding, but boy, just a silly penalty for the Flames. Again, John, a little bit lazy there, a little bit sloppy, and it's going to be a man advantage for Colorado.
Man, we've had fighting, roughing, broken sticks, and now the host of power plays turn the other way. I'm looking at Morgan Frost that got an elbow in the face of Colton.
Ooh, I thought that was an inadvertent butt of the stick. We are going to go with illegal check to the head. Frost showing some frustration right there. And yeah, he threw a little elbow that connected with the nose and chin area for Colton. So it's another power play for the Avs. It's their second. They're 0 for 1 tonight. They had 4 shots on their first power play. Boy, that glove is just en fuego, Dustin Wolf. Through traffic, makes the save. Guess what? It's only players wearing 8s on their jersey. It's either Necas or Makar. But apparently, it doesn't matter. No goals from either of those boys in this last sequence. Wolf making it look good.
I was going to say, Cooper, you've been on fire during this play-by-play. It's 6 face-off wins in a row for Colorado now.
Yes, indeed, and they won't be stopped. They seem determined here to get another one, but Wolf is the only one saying, well, I guess I'll just be the only line of defense, and there is another blown stick right there, John. This is crazy now. That is unbelievable. That was Drouin, and now a cross-ice pass right there from Backlund. I could not get a number. Looks like he was looking for Coleman, excuse me. So Backlund almost connected with Coleman for a really nice 1-T chance. shorthanded. 40 seconds to go here in the second. Flames taking that penalty. Frost with the illegal check to the head. Not what you want to do at the end of any period, let alone a period where you have lost your lead. It's 1 minute to go here in the power play for Colorado. In the near circle is Necas. He's going to send this one to Makar. Makar couldn't get a shot through traffic, but the Colorado Avalanche, tell me if you heard this one, are going to score with Nathan MacKinnon. Wolf slides left to right, and again, screened by his own man, John. Bound to happen. It was a matter of time, and leave it to MacKinnon to make it 3-1.
I don't know if that got tipped by Necas or not on the doorstep, but he let that go as Makar was just keeping that puck on a string. What a feather of a pass near the left dot. And yet the stick blade of Marty Necas, after all those face-off wins, the Colorado Avalanche now have a 3-1 lead. And they've just been dominating in the offensive circle to get that puck possession. And as Cooper said, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, and thanks for that correction, John. That's why you're the best. You've got your eyes on that one, and Necas must feel vindicated. He could do it with the slapper. He couldn't do it with the 1T. Could do it with a laser wrist shot or speed. And boy, now, John, we have Farabee down the ice. He is checking his space. Glove off. Did he catch a high stick? This has been a wild game tonight, my friend. Just an odd energy as Kiviranta made contact, I believe, with Farabee. I'm not sure if we're going to get a penalty here, but 13 seconds to go. I made a joke earlier about 13 being unlucky for the Flames, but yes, Farabee goes down. I'm not sure what you saw there, John, but Farabee reaching for his face, for his jaw, his teeth, his mouth. I'm not sure.
Now, Kelly Hurdy was saying that a stick might have caught him in the face as he's going right to the room, but Kiviranta also fell on top of him right in the draw, and I'm not seeing any penalties.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any penalties either, so we're going to do another face-off here, and it is yet again a fully clean win at center ice for the Colorado Avalanche. Time's going to tick down here. It's 3-1 Avs after I almost said MacKinnon goal. Necas deserves his credit there for that tip. Counting down 2-1 and 0. That is it for the second period. 2 of our stanzas down, John, and the Flames are going to join Farabee, their teammate, in the room, and they got to look in the mirror here. This is really getting away from them fast, and probably could be even worse than 3-1.
I saw the Rasmus Anderson hit that you were talking about too when he was going toward his face. He took a hit toward his nose as well off of one of those camera shots. But everything that we saw from the Sportsnet coverage there of all those snippets was all Avalanche. It was just face-off wins that gave them all sorts of puck possession. It's 7 in a row at one point. I do want to say this for the Flames before we jump into the Colorado niceties, but Dustin Wolf, a hat trick of glove saves on Marty Necas, sliding over on Makar. Necas 3 times. Again, he was fantastic. This game could be much worse.
Yeah, listen, I mean, hey, as a fan of the team, you and I, we always make mention of this when it's necessary. I think right now it is necessary. We try to be as neutral as possible. You know, we want to be objective. Obviously, I'm a lifelong Flames fan. We joke about it. I mention it. We've covered a lot of Flames games. We've covered a lot of Colorado and Calgary games. This one, I said it at the outset. I'm not trying to give myself too much credit or blow smoke here, but it felt a little different from the start. The energy has been, I don't even want to say odd. It's just something that I can't put my finger on. And we've seen so many broken sticks. We've seen a lot of unexpected injuries, players getting dropped to their we've seen a fight. We've seen the tipped goals. We've seen goals called back. We've seen the Flames look great. We've seen the Flames look terrible. We've seen Colorado be outplayed, and now we've seen Colorado outplay Calgary. Great goaltending on both sides, especially Dustin Wolf. Even though it's 3-1, he's getting no help.
No.
Oh, it's hard to know where to start, but we are at a break, so off we go.
Okay, so again, we had a lot of topics that we had to cover in the first, so now in the second, I'm kind of jumping into this game more in totality, but it was the first 20 minutes for the Flames in the sense of it. Nazem Kadri was playing out of this world. Again, he's been easily the Flames' best player in the mix of it. You had Sam Girard, Calvin DeHaan delay a game, and Jack Drury with a hook against Nazem Kadri. Flames score on the power play, 5-on-3. Jonathan Huberdeau gets his 21st from MacKenzie Weegar and Coronado. And then right after that fresh sheet of ice, we talked about it. Cooper and I mentioned that the Avalanche, they could look dangerous at any time, get close. Cale Makar gets his 20th with his seeing eye wrist shot from the point from MacKinnon and Toews. and then Artturi Lehkonen right in front of the dots there from Nathan MacKinnon and Necas. And then, as Cooper mentioned, with all of the broken sticks, I mean, we had 6 of them in that period alone, and I might be underselling it by 1. Necas tips it on the power play beautifully from MacKinnon, who's got 3 apples tonight, courtesy of also Cale Makar. Dustin Wolf, his glove hand was ridiculous. He stopped Necas 3 other times, but it certainly seems like with the Avalanche getting those 3 goals, and it wasn't just because of those 3 goals, but Cooper and I mentioned this, and it wasn't even ad nauseum. I think we had to do it. If you looked at any time with your eyes or listened to us on the broadcast, it was just the Avalanche keeping the puck on a string, moving it crisply, knowing what they wanted to do, and it forced the Flames into making mistakes with the puck. And then I also told them, too, as we were going in between some of our broadcast troubles, in the sense of trying to clear the puck, trying to clear the vulcanizer for the Flames kind of felt like a 1,000-pound weight. They tried to get it out of the zone. They couldn't. It led to sustained puck possession. The Avalanche had it for 2 minutes. They score with Cale Makar. They get a power play. They score there. They move it around quickly. They made things dangerous, and they really just outplayed the Flames in that last 20.
Yeah, it does feel like this. Obviously, I don't want to be hyperbolic. It does feel like night and day. I'm just using the turn of phrase, but I'm referring to the Avalanche team play as opposed to the Flames team play. You mentioned it, John, as we interestingly get some Kraken and Toronto Maple Leafs highlights there, so maybe we can talk about this once we're done with my current topic. But we're just talking about the Colorado Avalanche's ability to enter the zone, set up confidently, quickly, crisp passing, great prediction, understanding where teammates are going to be.
Right.
And the Flames, I'm not saying the Flames can't do that. It's just that they are not doing that right now. And that's in part because the Avalanche are back-checking very well. They're taking care of business in their own zone. They're not allowing the Flames to be comfortable on the puck really at any time. And on top of that, there are the self-inflicted wounds of the Flames turnovers. So just not finding the right passing lanes, maybe making the extra pass when it's not needed, getting a little sloppy, trying to enter the zone, leaving the opportunities far too many, far too frequently for their opponents.
I agree with you, and I think we can both say this. It's not that the Avalanche are just that much better as far as their top-tier personnel, because you could talk about it up and down the lineup, and the Flames have been really good all year. You just got to be – you can't be as sloppy with some of those puck entries, and when you do get a team like the Avalanche, when they make a mistake, you got to be able to clear it down the ice the first time. You give up second and third opportunities, as we've seen in this game, you're going to pay the price.
Yeah, no question about it. We get another replay right there of the Necas goal, and that was a good call by you again to see that tip from Marty Necas. And good positioning by Necas right there to just go to the area of the ice that you need to be in, where you're going to get those dirty goals like that. You're going to get those deflections, and Rasmus Andersson was a little bit caught in between. You had MacKinnon, one of the best players in the world, who was going to set up for that shot. I don't know if Rasmus was going to be able to make a decision quickly enough. Couldn't really close down. MacKinnon unable to skate backwards and put some pressure on Necas. And in that split second, that's all it takes at this level. It's MacKinnon off of the blade of Necas and into the top of the net. That was what made it 3-1.
I do want to mention this. We didn't get a chance to talk a lot about the scores. I'll do so now. The Capitals are continuing to have a ridiculous season. Michkov opens the scoring there. Again, you have in the mix of Andrei Kuzmenko to try to fix that one up there for Michkov. But it is another one for Alex Ovechkin, who scores in the first. He is now 16 goals away from breaking Gretzky's record, and it really feels like he's going to get it done this year.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of time, and I know some folks are a little bit displeased with the empty netters. Part of me can understand that, but I think when you just compare it to Gretz, Gretz had just a few less than Ovechkin. Over what was technically a shorter career. So Ovechkin's just doing what he does best. He's taking his opportunities. That's what he's done since he came into the league, and getting the puck to the back of the net, regardless of circumstances. So I'm excited for it. It is a matter of time, my friend. I'm sure we're going to see it here. I do think it'll be a little tight, but I'm sure we'll see it with a couple or 3 weeks to go in the season.
I'm right there with you. Again, if we had to put money on it, it's going to be tight, like Cooper said, but I'm right there. I think it's going to get done. I'm going to go ahead with a blazing hot take because I know I've said this a few times already, but not with Cooper in the broadcast yet. I will grant you that the Washington Capitals are the best team in the league alongside the Winnipeg Jets. They have the same amount of points. But I will not say this. I think the Caps are on upset watch when it comes to the playoffs. Again, I could be completely wrong about that. Spencer Carberry is a great coach. I just don't know if their system, they score a ton of goals and they look good. Again, all the goals, 4 goals against, everything else will tell you I'm completely wrong. I don't know if their system's going to get them to a Stanley Cup, though. They're a dominant regular season team, but I think they're going to have a short playoff window this year.
John, what do you think is going to be the main factor that will falter for them in the playoffs? Do you think it's going to be difficulty scoring? Do you think it's going to be in the crease? What, just defense in general? What do you think is the one area to look at the most?
So the one thing I have to say, at least for Logan Thompson, again, those numbers probably a little bit inflated since I last looked at it, but he's probably 25-2-2 now. And if it's not for Connor Hellebuck, he'd be the number 1 goaltender in the league. So I guess I can't say Logan Thompson because I think he's covering for a lot of the stuff for the Caps. But I do think secondary goal scoring, I don't think you can rely on Ovechkin as much in the playoffs because they're going to key in on him more.
Yeah, no, that's a really good observation, and you're right. You have to give even if your prediction comes true, and I don't think it's that. You always have great observations. I don't think it's that much of a hot take as you say. It's still a little hot.
It's hot.
I don't know if you want to hold it. I don't know if you want to hold it in your palm for more than a couple of seconds, but I think you can pick it up. I think you can hold it with your bare hand. If you had a glove on, you can hold it for a little while, right? I do think, though, that you're right about Thompson. Without Hellebuck, Thompson would definitely be in that Vezina position. And there was some talk with Wolf for a while, but of course, the Flames given up had a few games where they've given up a number of goals, and that's going to hurt those numbers, which are so important to when it's all said and done. So Wolfie probably sliding out of that Vezina conversation. It could be a 2-horse race, depending on how things go into the spring. But I do still think, since we're covering Calgary, I'll just mention briefly that I feel like Dustin Wolf, unless the bottom falls out, will be a really solid contender for that Calder Trophy.
Absolute lock for me. And would I say this too, Cooper? Do you think that this is crazy to say that Logan Thompson might not get some Hart votes?
No, I think you're 100% right. I'm not sure. I think people are so uncut. We see this across sports. We see this. This is usually in the form of the Heisman conversation.
Right.
Why does it always go to a quarterback? Can it ever be another player from another position? I think that a version of that may apply to the Hart conversation. I think that there are going to be a number of skaters, right forwards, that are going to have really solid numbers who are accomplishing a lot. But I hope that Thompson, if nothing else, again, this is barring the bottom falling out for these guys, if he can maintain that level of play, he's got to at least be mentioned. You got to give him his flowers.
And one last thing for me on him, and then I promise I'll switch over. But for Four Nations, he's still not on the roster for Team Canada.
Yeah, right. You are, and that is, I'm not going to speculate as to why that's the case, but I just find it interesting, and it is a topic I think in NHL media, the hockey world, that the timing of the finality, the decisions about those rosters may have been a little premature.
Okay.
There have been some changes, a couple of injuries as well for multiple nations. So obviously that the injury factor will always be there when you're playing a sport like this, really any sport at a high level. But yeah, Thompson, we got to, I don't know, I think we got to wait a little bit before finalizing those rosters next time around.
Yeah, I think so too. Again, I know we mentioned a little bit with the Nashville Predators before we went right into the second period, but my panic index for them is at least a solid 8.5 as we talk about the Kraken and finish that off. Again, Stamkos, Shea, Marchessault, not getting any younger. I know things can fall off the rails for 1 year, but those guys all sign long-term deals. And Barry Trotz, I think, has his work cut out for him because, again, the bottom fell out of that for the Nashville Predators, and they're just not used to being in this position.
Yeah, you know what? There aren't a lot of folks who pay attention to hockey who are used to this. And, we're not talking Luka Doncic trade stunner, but I think that almost everyone expected what happened to the Predators to be isolated to the early part of the season. Okay, we made some major changes. Okay, we got to get Stamkos settled in. Okay, we got to get everybody on the same page. Okay, we've got to get everyone working in the same system. Let's fix the power play. Let's fix our penalty kill. Nothing's been fixed, John. And this is going to be potentially major changes coming. I'm not sure if they're going to happen immediately in this offseason or it's going to be more of a methodical a switch or not a tear down, but some kind of rebuild or retool. You can't have this 2 seasons in a row for sure.
No, and you're 18-27-7 with Justus Saros in goal.
Yeah, absolutely right. There are things that aren't going to change. You can go up and down the roster and you can start with Saros and say, okay, this guy's going to be here. This guy's going to be, he is and will be a cornerstone. But I think that there are pieces that you would have thought would be right next to those cornerstones, set in stone, concrete, that maybe don't feel so concrete anymore.
I do want to mention this because we had a YouTube comment on the side of it and said, what did you think of the JT Miller trade? And say, Zarfi, we talked about that a little bit alongside Cooper last week. We both liked that trade there for the New York Rangers. And again, we also said that between Elias Pettersson and Miller, I don't know if that really covers the whole void of the trade. I think they might go after some other stuff and make some other trades. But we did have one other Pettersson that was just picked up there from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Marcus Pettersson did sign a 6-year extension.
Yeah, so it's going to be the Pettersson household there in BC, and I like that. Again, just to reiterate, I like the trade. It needed to happen. This is what John and I said during our last broadcast. I don't think it's going to be a single solution. It's not going to be a salve that the Vancouver Canucks can rely upon to fix all of their woes. But I think that was the main thing that needed to occur for reasons that are pretty well documented at this point. I'm not going to speculate currently, if like Elias Pettersson is happy enough for what could make him more displeased in the future, or is it still thin ice, no pun intended, for his relationship with the franchise. But this was a major step that needed to take place. And I do think both players that were, primarily being talked about in that controversy are going to be better for him.
I think so too. Again, this is one time for me a little bit in the second intermission. I'm just going to go ahead and say again, I was completely wrong as far as a month and a half ago, burying the Red Wings like I already buried Nashville. But I mentioned it with Sal McClellan, 15-4-1 since the takeover. It is 2 7-game win streaks. Did you know this? Because I certainly did it. The last time the Red Wings took a Canadian road trip and went 4-0 in that stretch was 1996, between March 4th and March 10th. The Red Wings certainly on a heater, and I will have none of the Patrick Kane slander because the shootout backhand that he put on Joey Decord should be put on a poster.
Oh my goodness, sir. That was classic Patty Kane. That was beautiful ice hockey right there. My goodness. I don't even care that it happened against the Kraken. That was truly golden, truly memorable. And look, just like Wolf was making the casual glove saves tonight, leave it to Patty Kane, a legend, one of the most exciting players of the past 15 years or so in the National Hockey League. Truly special stuff, and it just shows you how lucky we've been to see him. I'm glad he's on the Wings. I'm glad he did that with the Wings, and I also love what the Wings are doing. I'm glad that things are starting to come together and really looking like they're trending in the right direction for Detroit.
Yeah, it seems like the Fire, Yzerman, all that kind of stuff has gone by the wayside now that Derek Lalonde has been removed. I'm just updating the standings here. So with Tampa's win against Ottawa, they have 62 points. They are third in the Atlantic. This is important because Ottawa falls down to WC1 with 55 games played. Detroit will not play until Saturday when they face off against the Bolts. That's a 4-point swing game. Red Wings at 54 games, Tampa's at 53. If Detroit wins on Saturday, I will cover that game. I'm going to get up a little bit early for that 1 o'clock start. So if they win that game, the Red Wings will be in the third spot in the Atlantic when a month and a half ago, they were only behind the Buffalo Sabres as far as the worst record in the NHL.
Boy, what a move! It just puts a smile on my face to hear you describe it that way. And you're just telling us what happened. You're just giving us the facts, and that's got to make you feel pretty excited as well.
I am, and again, I will say this in between as we get a chance for the start of the third period. If you get a chance for a 3-on-3 unit for Larkin, DeBrincat in the mix of it, and Raymond, that really gives you a point where the Red Wings have had 320 goal scorers since Yzerman, Fedorov, and those guys. It's really been a long time.
Yeah, it has. And, speaking of special stuff here, Nathan MacKinnon, we're getting that 3-assist readout here. Sportsnet's about ready to get us back going here for the third period, John, which you can jump into. But MacKinnon has certainly been who he is tonight. He's setting up his teammates. He's making everybody look good while looking good himself. He is a special player. So shout out to Patty Kane, been a special player for a long time. Nathan MacKinnon has as well.
So, Cooper, I'm going to give you the home ice advantage anyway because the Flames are at home. But if the Flames start to perk up here while I'm on the call, are we going to be superstitious?
I think so. That's what we usually take it, my friend. So, fingers crossed. Flames got to start getting some shots first. They only have 15. The Avalanche is 26. So, that's got to change. I'll let you take it, my friend.
So, Igor Sharangovich is now we go right to left here for the Flames again in the red in the mix of the gold and white. Again, the cerulean and maroon there for the Colorado Avalanche per usual. Miromanov will send this one back. And Cooper is exactly right. The shot board is now heavily slanted, 26-15. A little reverse hit as Malinsky will throw it. And now Makar will go inside out there for the Flames. It'll be a rolling puck there. Morgan Frost will dump it into the corners. Cale Makar tried to knock it out of the air. Pospisil will give chase and alongside the defense. And Huberdeau forces the steal and then immediately gets stick lifted the other way. As the Avalanche, they were really going to work in that second period. Some beautiful offense as Necas. This one just kept in, and Makar, nice work there on a deep stick chop. This will be Lehkonen now. Back and behind the net. Here's MacKinnon, always dangerous no matter where he is. Left side dot looking for MacKinnon. On the opposite end, MacKinnon takes 2 hits. Doesn't lose the puck. Necas cross pass, and this is right to the Flames. And Pospisil, not a Huberdeau, bouncing puck will go right to Kadri. Able to find the entry by himself and then gets stick lifted by Nathan MacKinnon, who's literally been everywhere on the shift. Necas will seam pass into the corner. Lehkonen will give chase against Dustin Wolf, and it's Blake Coleman. Right to left, a little inside-out step there for Coleman. Gains the red and flips it in for Backlund against DeHaan. DeHaan now slowly around the left side red line for Coronado, who's punched up against the glass here. Backlund, as DeHaan able to get the puck. Again, he doesn't want to throw it over the glass anymore like he did in the first. Another Jake Bean off the back skate. Bean loses it. And this will be off the back check. Michael Backlund, the captaincy, leaves it back to Jake. Started again around the horn. 17:50 left to go in the third. John, I'm with you alongside Cooper Hawkins, just waiting to see what the answer is going to be because the Avalanche really put it to their paces. Here's a wrister from Colton, sticked out of the air by Wolf. This one's brushed to the left side red line and sent back around. Malinsky gets his hit in. Has the bottom 6 lines out there for Jared Bednar, Coronado. In the midst of the change as Lamborghini's going to send this one in. Jonathan Drouin. Now for his defense. They'll circle around. And Lomberg gives one more chase. A rolling vulcanized rubber. Here is Weger against Drouin. Drouin now trying to get some outside position with the stick chop. Steals. Here's a chance now, Malinsky. One more pass. Another wrister. This one blocked. Really bit one of the Flames there. I think that was Weger. Marty trying to go the other way now. As this one is knocked down toward the right side board. Sam Girard. There's 3 Avalanche trying to get this one away from Sharangovich. And they'll do so. Shot board 27-16. Pass too far. Hanley gets the intercept. Pops right back up to the Avalanche. Forwards can take a change if they want to. As this one now will bounce in. Hanley now trying to get around the outstretch of Kiviranta. He's got a lot of goals on this season in the mix of Logan O'Connor and some of the other guys in the back end. Sharangovich. Now one more touch. Frost drop. This one blocked. Rolling puck picked up by the Avalanche. Farabee will finish his hit. This goes to the left side red line. Oliver Shillington, former Flame. Again, it's just good to see him back on the ice, but now he's with the Avs. And he's got a chance to make the playoffs again. Necas gets around everyone. Necas now will send it in from the offensive side. This one will be picked off. Good work there for the Flames trying to force something across the sea. Necas is right there. A lot of speed for Marty Necas. Good pass for Lehkonen. Lehkonen off the drop. Here's MacKinnon. He moves for a short side severe angle. This one goes just wide. And now Necas with the tip. Here for Lehkonen. Flames in their own end. Jake Bean will take the long toss down the ice. This one will bounce off Kadri. Would have been offside, so he's got to go back the other way. And now the Avalanche let all their forwards take a change as the Alberta boy is Cale Makar. Get a chance to start this one again. I know Cooper's talking about it as a pipe dream, but I wouldn't have minded if Craig Conroy gave Cale Makar $20 million. You wouldn't see any of us complain. As this one's sent the other way for Cale off the flip. We'll do it again, one-handed. Bounce it off the boards. This one will be swept away and right back to Cale again. Third time he gets a chance to play with the puck. Drop from Colton. Drouin's pass. It's blocked. This one goes in across the wall. Makar's right there. His wrister gets deflected in the left corner. Rasmus Andersson now. Back to the right side, and Coleman get this all settled down for Hamlin. Ryan Huska's squad takes the change. That's a beautiful pass. Rooney's going to be sprung toward the left side red line. As this goes in across the wall, here's Rooney. Now Lomberg. As this will be flipped back down, MacKenzie Weegar, last man back with Miramonov, as this one goes to the left corner and stolen by Malinsky. Not any stoppages here so far, as this is just a neutral zone battle, and the clock's going to go against the Flames at some point, as we got 14:35 left in the third. 3 unanswered goals. Marty Necas with the last one for Colorado, as this one is iced.
Well, John, once again, you had this situation the last time you were on the play-by-play. A little stretch of unbroken action right there. Not too many whistles. And this period, I should say, looking a little more balanced. We saw a really nice save by Wolf. I'm not sure if he made a save with the blocker or with the butt end of his stick. But, yeah, it could have been 4-1 here early as we get a slow-motion look at possibly still getting sandwiched by the Avs. So the hitting is still there. There's a nice block by Weegar, who took one off the calf. Going to have to keep an eye on 52 in red. He gets some encouragement from his teammates. But the puck is dropped. Nice win by the Flames. I'll stop stepping on your toes. Just wanted to give you a break, sir. Back to you.
Well, I appreciate you. Weegar was already the one back out there making the play after getting that taps from everybody at the bench. And it's a warrior blocking shots. He's definitely been the best Flames defenseman this year. No doubt about it. Weegar's got a ton of skill. Florida definitely misses him. As Morgan Frost will work off the back pass. He's with Rasmus Andersson trying to make this pass ahead for his former Philadelphia teammate, now in Calgary, for Farabee, as this one goes toward the right side. 13:55 left to go in the third. John, with you alongside Cooper Hopkins. Feel like I just started this in the third. I'm going to get set to hand this back over to Cooper. Not a lot of stoppages, but it's a lot of stuff at center ice. That really is an advantage for the Avalanche, who not necessarily need to press on the gas, but just steal the puck at the neutral zone and keep it in their pace, because the Flames really haven't been able to do much here in this third. Here's a long outstretched pass. This one's in across the Flaming Sea right at center ice. Bean will take this one right to left. This will be tipped by Pahal. Kadri tried to give chase, and this will go right back to the defense. Got to let everybody go on side. Pahal's just going to dump it in. MacKenzie Blackwood doesn't have to do much there. And now the Avalanche will send it all the way down the ice. They have iced.
So you're right, sir. Haven't been too many icings for the Avs tonight, but that's one that the Flames will enjoy. They'd love to get some ozone time established here and try to do their best Colorado impression. They want to get some passes back and forth, put a little pressure on these lines for the Avs. And you know what? I have to shout out to Sportsnet again with a good stat right there. 12-6-2 record for Blackwood since joining the Avalanche with a 2.04 GAA. Pretty solid. Nice change right there. It was changing the guard in the crease for Colorado, but it's been a good one. 13 minutes to go here, John. Back to you.
When we get a little bit of a stoppage there, I'll jump in front of Cooper because I do want to give you some stats here for a moment, as this one's blockered in amongst the bodies. But it just goes to tell you, once we get another commercial break, I'll kind of break down Colorado's goaltending woes as we go off sides. Let me just do this here really quickly, because I think we'll probably get one as we'll get a break. But in the mix of Colorado, as far as their goaltending, it has been a completely different side of it. So they used 4 goaltenders. So Trent Miner is their current backup, but it was Justus Annunen and Alexandar Georgiev, the ones we go from Georgiev and Annunen, and Kaapo Kahonen. In the mix, it was an .875 save percentage or worse. Kahonen played one game at .800, and Wedgewood's currently out. But they were not even getting AHL-level goaltending. So they've gone from MacKenzie Blackwood from San Jose and Scott Wedgewood. They really needed this goaltending, and I think MacKenzie Blackwood's gone above and beyond.
Yeah, he has. I mean, the numbers there, even though we just went through the basics, he's really shown his value. And I think the Avs and Jared Bednar are thrilled to have him. My question for you, you could ask this about any goaltender that's playing well. Do you think, John, that he will continue this? I'll give you a wide berth on this one. Do you think that he'll be able to continue this type of play through the end of the season?
Right now, he's at 202. I think those have to go up a little bit more. I would say about 215, 220. But I don't think he's going to fall much below that. I do think playing in front of the Avalanche, it's going to be good for him. I think he's going to be able to keep it up.
You read my mind. I was just going to say that. I think that, credit to the San Jose Sharks roster. Those are still NHL players, but the Avs a little different. Just a little bit different game, a little bit of a different experience, different expectations, and I think Blackwood has settled in really nicely. He has lifted his own play up to that standard, and he has done so tonight as well. Just that one beautiful shot from Huberdeau on 5-on-3. So by no fault of Blackwood, the Flames are on board with just that single goal. They got to get 2 more, John, if they want to send this thing past regulation. And still looking like the Avs game here. Flames have lifted their level of play a little bit, but time already running short, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, who else is going to answer the bell other than number 91 on the side for the Flames? Again, they're used to him from the Colorado Avalanche as a Stanley Cup champion. We've seen the rest of the Avs team, alongside their heavyweights, do a lot of the damage and kind of keep puck possession. But we need to see more from Calgary here as time is running out. It's 12:35 left to go in the third. I'm going to get set to handle this off to Cooper here in a moment as this goes down to the left side red line. Here's a pass across. It's a fortunate bounce. And it goes right to MacKenzie Blackwood from Cadre.
Wow, John, we spoke it into existence again. We were singing Blackwood's praises. We got to sing a little louder. That's a huge stop right there. On the doorstep is Cadre. He's been the best player for the Flames by far. He gets stopped cold by the man in the crease for the Avs.
That just doesn't get any better there. And Blackwood's going to need to go ahead and set back up his pads.
I know. He's got to be strapped in tight there because the Flames put a little pressure on right there. And with another shot, that one's from distance. He sees it through traffic, makes a good stop with the pads that you just mentioned.
Yeah, we got a good look at that from Sportsnet. Cooper had a good call. Huberdeau was right there and on the doorstep. That mask design for Blackwood is pretty spectacular. I got to give him that.
I love it. A little spooky, a little ethereal. He's got that unique design. It's cool. I love to see that airbrushing, some of the unique designs in the NHL.
12:25 left to go here in the third. Look who it is. It's Kadri again on another draw. He's always excellent at that. Weegar with a ripper. That one just wide of the left side post. Weegar now. Excellent effort. Takes a hit from O'Connor. Try to keep it in. And look out here. O'Connor now got some space. Can walk in, shoot. Good save. Wolf. Big rebound. This one goes just wide off a block shot. Wolf tried to slide over. And now Wolf right near the creases. The Avalanche try to jam it in tight. Now on the left side red line, already going the other way. Slapper, Toews, way high, missed it all. Nazem Kadri now gets a stick on it to Marty. Marty now will send it in off the clear. And now the Avalanche can start this one. Cale Makar's got such elite edges with those skate blades. Start again as this one will be bounced right in front from Parker Kelly. Rasmus Andersson, the Swedish defenseman. Beautiful pass. Here is a partial break, a drop for Wallenberg, and he can't hold. Man, oh man, what a pass that was for Rasmus Andersson as this goes to the left side now. Hanley now trying to find it. This will be sent in the corner. Kevin Rooney already got hurt from that shot that bounced off his face. He's already back in there now. Wallenberg will try to keep it in. Here is Rooney, and they'll gain the blue and flip it back down. This will be an opportunity for Sam Girard. Takes a hit to try to make a play from Klapka. And now Bean will send it across from his defensive partner. Here's a pass that'll bounce a couple times. Natchez lost it. Bean trying to get inside out. He gets taken down. I don't see a tripping hand in the air or anything else, so we'll press on. And now a little dispossess right at the line. Flames able to get this one off the back check. Little outstretch from Bean. This will be picked off by the Avalanche as it's sent out from Coronado, and now Bean will send it around the embankment. Here are the Avs again. Off their back check, Coleman is lurking out ahead, and this pass picked off and brushed into the corner. Drury, because there's another trip out in front. This one's going to take the Flames to the kill. I'll hand it to Cooper now.
Well, John, unfortunate right there. Certainly not intended by JB. He looks disappointed, and understandably so. Not what the Flames need right now, and not what I was hoping for as I take over. No blame to you, though, Mr. Rod. No blame to you. Just the circumstances. We see that replay of Wolf making a stop and then sliding left to right. I think he got his skate on that second shot. Boy, now, and this is what I wanted to mention, we see the benefit for the Flames, and Ryan Huska's got to be happy with his big forward, Adam Klapka, 6'8". That is how high he stands up into the sky. He was holding off two Avs, got the puck to Lomberg. Lomberg couldn't handle, so Flames missed an opportunity there. Now they're going to have to kill a 2-minute man advantage for the Avs. And guess what happens right away? Cool and collected. Wolf, with the glove, stops Makar.
And Cooper is locked in. He transitioned there from color right into play-by-play. Cool as you like there with the glove. That was a nasty shot.
It was, and 8 shots for Makar. Fitting. It's what he's wearing on his sweater. He's got the 1 goal. 500 is your average for the Avs tonight. They are 1 for 2 on the power play with 5 total shots. So 15 seconds have elapsed here. The Avs hold at the near boards. It's back to Makar. He's going to quarterback this power play from up at the center of that blue line. The Avs holding the puck right here. Guess who has it? It's Makar. He's going to take some space. Nice job right there by the Flames to close down. That was Huberdeau. He's doing his best defense right now, but the Avs will hold. They continue to make space for themselves as MacKinnon tries to fire a pass. My goodness, Flames had every spot on the ice to make a clearing attempt, and they passed it directly to Makar. He's going to wind and fire now. That one goes off of one of the Flames. I think that might have been Rooney going to try to get a number there. But my goodness, John, if it was Rooney going down, making that block. So he takes one for the team, literally. And a minute remains here on the extra attacker the man advantage for the Avalanche. 9:23 on the clock. For Hopkins here on the play-by-play alongside John I, who's made that switch to color. Thanks for giving me the home ice tonight, John, as we do. It's our little tradition. There's MacKinnon with that stick-handling skill. Going to pass it up to the far corner. He gets the puck right back. And there is a huge one-time shot by Gerard, and that is a glove save by Wolf. He is fantastic, John. Score notwithstanding, Dustin Wolf is a special talent in the crease for the Flames. And 30 seconds to go here. Deservedly, Wolf gets a brief close-up shot on the Sportsnet feed. What a stop. Full stretch splits and another glove save off of what should have made the game 4-1. 15 seconds to go now here in the kill for the Flames. They are able to get the puck to the center red line where it's collected there by the Avs and skated back. Going to be taken right here by Colorado and come back through the neutral zone, do the Avalanche, and now it's touched to Mittelstadt. Mittelstadt going to send things along. Haley trying to chase down 2-1-0, and right on the doorstep, Wolf denies the Avs again. Oh, John, I hope you got a number right there. I thought that puck was going to just scoot around to the far corner and the kick plate, and there is a save by Blackwood at the other end. Man, it is a show by these goaltenders. Quick action as the penalty expires. Still 3-1, and call me surprised.
I know Cooper might be slightly surprised about what I'm about to say, but I'm saying this now with Dustin Wolf as a rookie, and I know that he's going to get a heck of a lot better down the stretch as well. I think the Flames can win a Stanley Cup with Dustin Wolf as their backstop now. With some of the stuff that I've seen him and saved tonight, he has been absolutely outstanding. That is highway robbery near the right post off that 1T.
That is, now, John, that is your spiciest take of the night for sure. And I love it. I will take those takes. I'll take Flames to the cup all day long, especially from you. You know what you're talking about. So I hope that you're right. We won't put a timeline on it, but I think you're right. And you know what? It's making me think of a certain Dallas Stars goaltender who had a coming out party against the Calgary Flames. That is high praise. Ottinger is the real deal.
Yes.
But everything my eyes are telling me, John, it looks like Wolf is very quickly putting himself potentially right up in that category.
And the reason I say this too, again, I just want to blush about Wolf in the sense of it, but we could cover Flames games, and we always enjoy covering it, Cooper. We always have a great time on the broadcast, try to laugh, give you some stuff to talk about and everything else too, but he's worth the price of admission by himself.
Yeah, and you know what? That crossed my mind as well. I thought that I noticed some empty seats coming back from that second intermission, and I hope they would be filled. Some of those folks came back from getting their final their Molson, the Canadian, and maybe some nachos, but some of those seats are empty and they're missing out. You made a great point, sir. Dustin Wolf alone. You don't want to see your team taking tons of shots on goal, but against. But when you got Wolf in net, yeah, that's a beautiful show. He's really doing fantastically tonight.
Jonathan Drouin, I mean, that's a wonderful pass from MacKinnon. Drouin could not be any more wide open to the right side dot. He's stopping shots from MacKinnon, Makar, Drouin, Lehkonen. I mean, this is the best that the Avalanche can offer. So that's why we're mentioning it tonight.
100%. And it not only did Wolf slide right to left to make that save on Drouin, he didn't have to make the save with the leather. He got in such good, sound position. He made that save basically with the logo on the front of his jersey. He made the biggest part of himself available for the save. So hey, we love the highlight reel. We love those trapper stops, but he was there in quick. I mean, we're talking a split second time, and there's a bouncing puck. We got to talk about Blackwood again because he's looked good. He's made a number of high-level saves. Now Pospisil with that one hand on the stick and they give it to Huberdeau. Huberdeau tries to send one through traffic. Blackwood can't find it. Took a little bump right there for some traffic in front. Flames really running out of time now, especially with the Avs looking as sound as they have this evening. 7:30 remaining here in the third. Flames have bumped up their shot total a little bit here. 21 on the shot board for Calgary, 32 shots. So averaging every 10 shots, the Avs are getting a goal. There's Hanley looking for the puck. It's right above him. That almost bounced off of his dome. But that puck flutters over to the far side. And the Avs are going to have a breakaway here. All by himself is Necas, and he does not miss. He gets back everything. And that's his second of the night. What a beautiful finish. And this is running away with it now. The Avs are up 4-1.
And so I know he got denied the first 3 times before the deflection from MacKinnon, but how the heck does he get behind the entire defense? This is a 200-foot play. Started there beautifully off a pull pass from Gerard. Right off the change, Necas beats everybody, and there's nothing Dustin Wolf can do there. That's a silky finish on the wrister.
Yeah, silky finish, and also just a simple, calm choice, right? We're not going to try to do a Patty Kane impression. Right. We're going to take that quick wrister. We're going to get in close into the slot. We're going to play some smart hockey, and I think he made a deliberate decision to make his 19th goal of the season on the glove side, where Wolf had stoned him not 1 but 3 and potentially even 4 times. Now a puck is floated from the blue line. John, another exploded stick. That was Necas still on the ice after the goal. Bean plays the puck with a high stick, I believe, so we got a whistle. Necas almost had a hattie, but his stick blows up, and now he's getting, I've never seen this, John. He's got a stick replacement that has no badging. He has completely black stick. Blackout stick for Marty Necas.
I don't even know what to say. We've gotten past the point of absurdity, but I can say this, at least for the Avalanche. I don't think there's any worries about Marty Necas.
No, none at all. Well, what a night for him, and he could have had many more if he weren't facing a goaltender of the likes of which what we just described in Dustin Wolf. And, this has got to be a little concerning for the Flames, John, as we get to the close here, barring what would be a minor miracle. We're looking at the Flames a couple of nights in a row here, losing 6-3 to Toronto in a game where they did not look that good. And now we're not looking too good here in what is currently a 4-1 score against the visiting Avalanche. So road, home, a little bit of a bumpy ride right now for the team in red. And there's a bouncing puck past Wolf's right. It's going to be picked up by the Avs, but good job by Bean right there to throw the body, separate possession. Although, guess who comes up with it? It's Gerard, and the Avs have some ozone time again. Puck to Mittelstadt, out of the corner, and the Avs are going to look to get a shot off right here. That one from middle distance, and it bounces off some bodies to the left side of Wolf. He watches it sail by the cage. Just about 6 minutes to go here in the third. Cooper Hopkins on your play-by-play, and we have John Ott, none other than on your color. Actually, I think that might have been a Shillington shot earlier. But I was mistaken. And we have the Avalanche streaking up the ice right now. The puck on the stick of Malinsky, who got a goal taken away way back in the first period. Boy, how long ago does that feel now, sir? But either way, 4-1 is your scoreline with the Flames trying to get out of their own end. That has been a theme this evening. They are able to do so, but just barely as it's sent back in from the left side of the blue line right back toward Dustin Wolf. Now the Flames will skate away with this thing, looking for that stretch pass. They connect it, but it's turned over instantly. Struggles continue as the cross-ice pass is connected to Girard. Girard looks for the drop, going to assess the situation. Puck on his stick, and sends it forward to MacKinnon. MacKinnon plays the puck while offside, but the puck is still on the blue line, so no call. We play on. And, John, I'm interested, too. The Flames are going to play this Saturday. Maybe it's going to be what cures their ills here. They're going to face the Kraken, who are currently down in their game. Now, Huberdeau with a nice pass back to Rasmus Andersson. Rasmus Andersson chooses to skate it closer to the cage. I wish he would have let that one go. Hanley, he got possession backhanded to Kadri. Kadri with the shot now. And, boy, it could have been a one-on-one, but Shillington may have lost a blade. So the former Flame might have had an opportunity for a scoring chance there, but has to head back to the bench for some repairs. 4:35 on the clock. That should be all that the Avs need here as they lead by 3 at the moment. And there's Lehkonen with the puck. Nice drop pass to MacKinnon. MacKinnon up against Frost right there, the former Flyer. And there's Sharon Novich with the puck. That one is skated out to Frost, who was making a nice break right there. Shoot, the stick passed out. And now Nate's just looking for the hat. He's going to try the wraparound. The passes it right through the slot to no man's land. Frost was there for Calgary. Sharon Novich looking for Frost. He can't get the puck to him. It's batted out midair. MacKinnon and Sharon Novich come together. Weegar puts a check on Necas, who backhands. Now Necas sent all the way down to the ice. He and Weegar going at it a little bit, but they will not drop the gloves here. Two guys who don't often do so. Under 3 minutes to go here. Flames trying to get a stretch pass across, and icing will just barely be called. Farabee was on his horse. Looks a little disappointed. I think he beat it, but did not get the call.
I think so, too. Love the hustle nonetheless, and you're right. Boy, oh boy, we could talk about MacKinnon, Makar, and all that and the like, but Mr. Martin Necas, he is fitting like a glove. That's a good hit for MacKenzie Weegar as they battle, and his stick gets stuck up in his elbow.
Well, John, here we are with Necas. Again, we said about both when he got that very deserved close-up. Necas gets his close-up while on the bench. He's taking some deep breaths because he is still working hard, and that's credit to Jared Bednar, his coaches, and this team. Even with the lead, they are not letting off the gas, and they win another face-off. That ozone face-off win with a pass down low, little shot pass attempt right there by the Avs. But the Flames will come away with it. And Frost is back out there. I want to check the ice time on Frosty. He goes down. No call. Now the Avs skate right in. Looking for some open spaces. Colton, he fires one. The Flames had collected down low in front of Wolf. So that bounces wide. And John, add another one. Another stick explodes. This is crazy. Now a shot right there with that puck, I think, bouncing up to the net. I got to take a second here while we have a break. The referee yet again heads to the bench. This time it's going to the Flames. I think that is 8, maybe even 9 broken sticks, or am I counting too high?
No, you're counting the exact number. My question is, I don't have it in front of me, how much do each one of these sticks cost, whether they're offense or goalie sticks? Those are not cheap.
Yeah, I think if you and I were in this situation, we'd be in tears, my friend. Say goodbye to the life savings, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty wild.
Yeah, this game has been absolutely nuts. Look, I know in the grand scheme of things, between both of us, we're not going to get the result that we wanted tonight, but I still think you and I have to be humbly impressed by what we've seen for the Flames in goal. I know the Avalanche, again, we said 4-5-1 in their last 10. They look like the Avalanche to me. I'm not going to say any less worth the wait because the Flames are a playoff team, and they've done really well this year. I thought they played well above expected. But the Avalanche look like the Avalanche. Dustin Wolf looks like Dustin Wolf. This has been a good game tonight to call.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm going to swallow that bitter pill. Of course, want to see the Flames get a W. And the last time we were on the call with them, they lost to a certain team that, you know what, it makes it a little easier to swallow a pill like that. That was the Detroit Red Wings win over the Flames. And listen, I'm going to give you something kind of fun right here. I was talking about ice time. So I'm looking at ice times for the Avs right now, leading the way for Colorado. 22 minutes and 45 seconds currently for Lehkonen. We got 22 minutes and 29 seconds for Necas. And on the defensive side, unsurprisingly, Cale Makar leads all blue liners for the Avs at 24 minutes and 57 seconds. And if you look at those numbers, John, you got Cale Makar wearing 8. You got Necas wearing 88. And if you add 6 and 2, John, Lehkonen's number, what do you get? You get an 8. That's all I'm saying. It means nothing, but I had to say it.
You are absolutely on. I've already said that 3 times. You're on your A++ game, Mr. Cooper Hopkins.
Hey, well, I'm just trying to keep pace with you, my friend, and I'm not blowing smoke. You are so good at what you do, and I also, you know what I have to use more? I've got to use the word embankment more. I heard you say that puck goes around the embankment, so I'm gonna use next time it happens. That's a John Off signature. You hear me say embankment, and I got 3 minutes and 4 seconds in which to use it. Right now, the Flames trailing by 3, have possession in the ozone. There's a bouncing puck in front. Nice save by Blackwood. Don't think he even meant to. That was Lomberg coming up with the rebound, and he was able to get a quick wrister off that was stopped by the right pad of the former San Jose Shark, Blackwood. Now Lomberg doing a great job with this fourth line out for Calgary, trying to hold possession. Rudy gets taken down, couldn't hang on to it. This puck all the way down. I think we're going to see an icing here. Yes, indeed, we will, with 2:37 to go.
I know Cooper and I probably won't get a chance to say much about this, but I saw the oddest Sportsnet graphic I ever saw. Marty Necas leads the league in the lowest cost per point at $104,000.
I thought you might jump on that. Hey, we gotta one of these days we gotta look up the emails of the stats team.
Yeah.
They put some good stuff because it makes us sound smart. You're the smart one. I'm just along for the ride, but we both sound smarter when we're watching the Sportsnet feed. Now Hanley's got the puck. That always makes me smile a little bit. That is my middle name, so it's fun to see a Flame out there wearing that name on his back. Number 44. That's Hanley's number. He's still out there. I thought the Flames were going for a change, but here it is, Hanley with that puck. He is going to settle back behind Wolf in the trapezoid. Looks for a single number 4. That's Rasmus Anderson. Now the Flames with a battle at the far corner to Wolf's right. 2:10 on the clock. It's all over except the time here. John, we'll see if we end up with 4-1. I doubt we'll see an empty net here. Huberdeau calling with his stick in the air for a stoppage of play as the puck was stuck in the corner for a significant period, now under 2. We got Shillington out there for the Avs as well. Good to see him after some struggles in his personal life back out there getting some ice time. And boy, John, hey, I spoke something into existence. Is it Huberdeau getting his second? It's going to be a 4-2 score line. A couple of a smattering of applause from the Flames faithful who are still at the Saddle Dome. So it's now a 2-goal disadvantage for Calgary, 4-2.
Well, you can say at least for Jonathan Huberdeau here, Cooper, it's a good night for him. A couple of goals. This one just looks pretty routine right off the rush. There's not much for me to add here, as this goes from Rasmus Anderson off the drop and a shot that just beats Blackwood clean. He's nowhere near the post.
Yeah, I think that Blackwood, who has definitely had a good night, that is going to actually. Now, listen, John, I think I was going to go for Huberdeau. I think we're looking at a shot from Rasmus Anderson. Maybe Huberdeau was getting some fist bumps for the assist. Doesn't that look like an Anderson goal to you?
That's what I think. I got the Swedish defenseman Rasmus Anderson making a 4-2.
Yeah, well, that's what John and I are both seeing. So, but hey, here's to you, Jonathan Huberdeau. He has looked decent tonight, so glad to see him going. Glad to see Kadri going. Got to get some of the rest of those lines going for the Flames. But there it is, Rasmus Anderson with what looks to be, I think we'll get the official score here. But now since it's 4-2, I am being proved wrong. Empty net for the Flames since they're within just a couple goals now. 90 seconds. Make that 85 seconds. A little back pass right there for Pospisil to Huberdeau. He's closed down quickly by the Avs, and there is a shot attempt from all the way down at the other end. Uyghur chases. He will get the icing. And yes, officially, Rasmus Anderson's 8th of the year. Huberdeau not even involved in the play. Assists to Kadri and Pospisil.
Yeah, I got faked out by the Sportsnet camera there. They got me after that odd graphic, but dare I say it, I think the Flames could draw within one more here.
I think so too. Let's see. Kadri's out there. Let's see if the Flames can give the remaining couple of thousand fans here a little treat as we actively on the screen can see 3 friends leaving the Saddle Dome right now, heading up those steps. But the Flames get a nice clean win here. There's Uyghur with the shot down low. It does not rattle around though. Blackwood very solid, hangs on to it. We will see another ozone draw for the Flames.
And MacKenzie Blackwood's rated his number essentially for what he averages given up alongside with Colorado as the profiling Cale, Makar and company profile Dustin Wolf. There's a lot to talk about in this game. It was a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad we're getting the package that we are right now. We keep talking about the Sportsnet team. They're showing Wolf and the work he has done, even though 4 have gone in. He has looked so good.
Yes.
And John and I spoke specifically about that. Starting to make comparisons with some big names in the goalie world. And we'll see Can Wolf continue the play? Right now, we will literally continue play with 1:10 on the clock. There is another offensive zone win for Calgary. They came a little too late, but they're getting him here at the very end of what should be the final portion of this game. As the puck now bounces free, it's going to be a partial break, but no, the Avs choose to slow it down. I think that's a fair choice to try to burn some time off the clock, even though the net is empty. Less than a minute here. The call's been made by the PA announcer, and the Flames are chasing down. That Zuberno's still out there. I like Huska's belief that he may have heard John. Maybe there's one more here in these Flames. As a beautiful between-the-legs pass is deflected, but wide of Blackwood's net to the near side. Now Anderson with a huge shot from just a few steps inside the blue line. Flames really turning it on here. Where was this for the rest of the game in the earlier going? It's a icing call right now that's chased down by Uyghur yet again. 21.1 in the third. John, the Flames have been close a couple times.
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, Cooper. They just says, where has this been? All of a sudden, the Flames team look like the Avalanche right now. They might force them into a timeout, although I think the Flames are taking it.
Yeah, you know what? I think this is good. I think we don't want to show here when thinking about the coaching staff of the Flames, not wanting to show that you're fully rolling over. I think that with 21 seconds to play, the conclusion is essentially locked in at this point. But why not take an opportunity? You have a timeout here. Use it. Work on strategy with your team. These are scenarios that can win you future games. So even if it doesn't result in a massive game-tying situation here in such short time, I think this is really smart. Use what's available to you.
Yeah, I still would say that too, Cooper, because when you think about it, Frost and Farabee are still new additions to this team, so you give them more reps.
Yep, 100%. Let's keep an eye on here. So let's look at the line that is going out for Ryan Huska's team. Love that there are still some Flames fans here. Love the energy from the crowd. Wolfie standing tall next to his battery mates in the nets, or excuse me, in the crease. There's Dan Bednar wearing the ball cap tonight. And there's a fan with some enthusiasm wearing a classic Nordique Sakic jersey. Shout out to him in the old school. Nice setup right there, looking for Coronado in between the circles. But the Avs do what they do best and break that thing up. Good job by Coronado again at the blue line to hold that puck in. And the Flames look for a cross-ice pass to Uyghur, which is intercepted and then rattles over to the embankment. John, as time runs out, 4-2, your final score. Handshakes and some stick taps and goalie mask taps indeed for the visiting Colorado Avalanche. After about the 10-minute mark of the first, John, they took over and they did work. There's Oliver Shellington, former Flame, thanking his goalie. That's your final from the Saddle Dome tonight. Flames fall by 2, 4-2 in the final, and it's going to be the Kraken up next for the Flames, John. So we got lots to talk about. What are your first thoughts at the end of this one?
I will say this, in the spatter of a second period, that's what kind of turned things over there. That's the obvious. The Colorado Avalanche really turned it in overdrive and showcased you just as good of a team as they could be. Without Mikko Rantanen or not, Marty Necas more than did the job to go ahead and do that heavy lifting. And I will say this, Dustin Wolf, yes, he gave up 4 today. Yes, it is an 882, but I think from some of the chances that were there, he could have gave up 7 or 8. I thought Dustin Wolf was fantastic. MacKenzie Blackwood was solid. This was a fun game to call. And I will say this, as far as that Saturday before the game for Four Nations, we talk about must score on the 5-on-3, which the Flames did. That game's a must win. Calgary Flames need to have that one to stay above the playoff line. And one last thing for me, as I look at the scoreboard right now, I'll be watching this. You going to laugh or not, but I'll be watching this as soon as we're done. The Canucks and Sharks are goalless, 13:25 in the second. That's big because if the Canucks win today, they take the Flames out of the spot.
You are right. Things are so tight right around those wild card positions in the West. And Flames doing themselves no favors. Obviously, any team playing Toronto is going to be up with a tough task. But then with the Avs, that's a winnable game at home. And the Avs look good tonight. And so the Flames are going to have to lick their wounds and move on, preparing to take on a Kraken team that, as we talked about, sitting at that 6 or so level on the panic meter in Seattle. Right now the Leafs are doing work. They have 1 period left to go in regulation. They're up 3-0 against Seattle in the Pacific Northwest. John from a rainy, speaking of Pacific Northwest, from a rainy SoCal, I will say thanks for doing this. I'm glad we got to do a couple calls in not too big of a span of time. It's always great to do this with you.
Yes, it is. I appreciate it, my friend. It's been a lot of fun. Again, once Calgary comes back from Four Nations, again, they got Seattle Saturday, then they start with San Jose at home. It's an opportunity to get some points. The only thing left for me to say tonight is go Stars and Stripes. I know I'm going to be covering the Four Nations a little bit alongside Alec. If I do get a chance where Cooper can join in, I can't cover USA Canada next week on Saturday because I got Sharks double duty, but I hope to see them getting some W's.
Me too. I think it's going to be really exciting. There's been a lot of build up for this. You and I will have plenty to talk about that Four Nations tournament. Lots of excitement, man. This is a good one, a crazy one. We'll remember this one for sure, only because it added. You and I together have a running broken stick total, and it's got to be in the hundreds by now.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely crazy. This game was notwithstanding for all of that. So this was a lot of fun. I'll catch you up after the break. Hopefully you survive work, have a good time. I know we'll catch up soon because by the time we check back into the NHL, if we don't jump into it right away, they go back to the eastern side. It'll be Tampa, Florida, Carolina, Philadelphia, all on the road. We might catch up with the Flames again in March.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be an interesting stretch run. And, yeah, we'll talk soon, pal. I'll definitely text you when we start getting some exciting stuff from Four Nations.
And one last thing for 20 seconds. I know you're a converted Swiftie alongside with Jen and my cousin Annette, but who are you going with, Chiefs or Eagles?
I'm going to say it. I want to see the history. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I know it might not be the popular choice, but and it's not just because of Travis and Taylor. I'm going to have to make that declaration. But I think it's going to be a very close game, and I think that the Eagles may lead for a good portion of the game. Even though Hurts is playing so well, even though we're talking about Barkley, I think if just the Chiefs seem like the team to be able in this Super Bowl era to do what hasn't been done before. I know the Packers were close. They won those two the championships prior to the Super Bowl being called the Super Bowl, so I know we got a technicality. But that's my long answer. You know me, it's always long-winded.
I'm going to say 27-24 Chiefs. I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes wins it with the ball in his hand late or a Harrison Butker kick. I think they get it done and the history is made.
Okay, we made the calls. And knowing you had some success with it tonight. All right, you're speaking. I'm remembering 27-24. We'll see how close that John Ott prediction is.
All right, we'll talk soon, my friend. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks, John.
So there you go. That was another fun one. Again, the Avalanche do take it. They win 4-2. We had to talk about some tough topics tonight. We had some fun tonight, a little bit of all the way across the board, some NBA stuff as well. There was a lot to do between Cooper and I. It was 2 broadcasts in a row for us because it's been a few days for myself as well. I sit in the mix of the voters. So the Colorado Avalanche still a Stanley Cup contender. 2 votes to both say yes. I agree with you, gentlemen. I think in the sense of we saw what the Avalanche are tonight. In the span of 1 period in the second, I don't have any justifications to try to change anything between Mikko Rantanen and Marty Necas. I know things are tough. I know things can be difficult to replace, but you saw just how good Necas can be. And I'm not saying that because they're playing against the Flames either. Avalanche, top heavy, still look good, still look like the Avalanche, still going to be dangerous. I have no worries. It's just crazy to how much between MacKenzie Blackwood and Wedgewood, and we changed it between Justus Annunen and Georgiev, goaltending, and they've gotten it back on track. And whether or not they move on from Casey Mittelstadt, that could be one of the ones we talk about in March, looking different. But I don't see the Avalanche needing to change much. I know the Flames could still be right there, depending on what the Vancouver Canucks do. I'll be watching that one a little bit later as well once we're done with this. And I appreciate you guys. I think I'm going to get up a little bit early on Saturday and cover the Wings and the Bolts because that's their last game before the break. Again, as we do our updating on the standings, it is still the Flames now out because of the game in hand that the Canucks have. So if the Sharks take the win in regulation, That will put the Flames back in WC2. So that's what to watch for today. The Avalanche improved to 66 points. That will put them in a 2-point only behind the Minnesota Wild, with the Wild having a game in hand. So still a lot to do in the Central. Have a good one, guys. Avalanche win this one 4-2. Coverage to follow next. Peace.